video. I'm glad I can inspire people. I'm glad I can do and be a voice and, give my opinion and help people and, and keep growing as I do. And, it's awesome. It's awesome knowing that people can benefit from me and learn and it's such a great thing.
Flexin', I be flexin' and finessing. Flexin', I be flexin' and finessing. I be flexin' and finessing. Yeah, flexin' and finessing, I be flexin' and finessing. Flexin' and finessing, I be flexin'.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Sexin and Flexin Saturday Night Live. We got my co-host Levi and we got our guest MJ. And I'm going to shout out the sponsors real quick, guys. Hold up. Let me get them out. Our sponsors are Baby Jesse's Reptile World, Aloha Creations, Prison Pythons, and Eden's Den. Appreciate you guys. And everybody, welcome in the comments. Let's get rolling. Go ahead, Levi.
So, what's up, MJ? Introduce yourself, what you do, man.
What up? I'm MJ. I run the Exotics animal page on Instagram, the Trap Exotics. Just recently went through a new logo and brand change. So please, if you don't mind, go follow me on Instagram, the Trap Exotics, where I have a lot of my content as far as like what I work with behind me and my projects, like my ball python productions, anything I have going on animal wise, that's the place to go check me out. And then obviously a lot of you guys probably know me from the podcast I run, the Trap Talk podcast. Shout out to my trappers out there. Shout out to my Patreon members. Love you guys. Then I also run the podcast that started it all, which was Unfiltered Reptiles podcast. I just now started rolling that back out because I have the hitters that I need to do so. But yeah, that's it, man. That's me.
Awesome, man. So right. You're bringing back the Unfiltered podcast.
Yes, sir. Big. Yeah, it's big. And I'm all, we were just talking before we went live. Like, I'm all about, if you're going to do something, commit to it, right? And listen, my workload compared to Steven and Desiree's, and they run a multi-million-dollar business and always something cracking off over there for them. So it was hard for them to commit once a week, even once a month. Things just got really crazy for them in a good way. Like things were cracking off. And so, unfortunately, I was like, well, if we're not committing to anything, I'm not going to put out nothing on Unfiltered. That's just, I don't want to be, Mr. 1 month or 2 month podcast guy. If we're going to do it, right? So, but anyways, I've been talking to Dave Levison. Shout out to Dave Levison. Dave Levison, if you guys just kind of want to connect the dots on how important this is to me on bringing Unfiltered back, the last episode I had with Forrest Fanning, rest in peace, Forrest Fanning. Forrest Fanning was the man who I started the podcast with. And mind you, I only had the balls to start a podcast because I had Forrest Fanning. Forrest Fanning was the fucking man, dude. Like, nobody, and I'm sure maybe not a lot of people don't know who Forrest Fanning is, but like Forrest Fanning was respected amongst every level, like, ball pythons, chondros, emeralds, doesn't matter, right? So I felt comfortable doing Unfiltered with him because he had the respect, but I had the mouth. And so he let me say how it was, and so when I lost Forrest, I felt like I really lost like my ability to fulfill the Unfiltered. But Dave Levison, like I said, he was the last guest I had on with Forrest before he passed away. Basically, Forrest died right after the next morning is when Forrest passed away on this episode. Yeah. So it's that like crazy, right? But anyways, Forrest was like, I think you should have Dave as a guest. And, he's like, I'm just, Forrest was going through a lot at that time, and it's kind of a lot for me to talk about right now. But he was just so suggesting, like, you should have Dave as a guest. I don't know why, or you should have Dave as a co-host. You shouldn't have me. And I'm like, bro, stop talking like this, but like, he really meant it, and so anyways, now we're speeding things up. Forrest has been passed away for about just shy of 3 years now. And now look who my co-host is, Dave Levison, right? And he's at Custom Scales. Dave Levison's a fucking gangster. He is so amazing. If you don't know who Dave Levison is, please, I'm telling you, you guys got to go check him out, especially if you go to shows. He looks really weird and maybe like, in too much to go say hi to, but it's not. Go say hi to him. The guy's full of knowledge. And yeah, shout out to Dave Levison, my co-host at Unfiltered Reptiles podcast. Sorry for going off there.
No, you're good. Yeah, this is what this is about. This is your time to shine, man.
Like, freaking
that was my full intention on bringing you on here, like for everyone to get to know MJ a little bit better outside of the pod, man.
Respect, bro. Respect. But yeah, so yeah, that's basically where I'm at, man. Well, also Dave Levison, he runs RL Exotics, now called Custom Scales, but it's a huge collection that he's in charge of, and he operates. And also somebody who's very busy, but we're committing to a show once every 2 weeks. I will say though, next week we have a big guest. I don't want to drop the beans, but I would go head over to Unfiltered Reptiles Podcast on YouTube, subscribe, be ready for our guest Wednesday, 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be sick.
Shit. Bet I'll be there.
Yeah. At the end of this, I got to go fix that in the description, put that YouTube link for you and put it in there for you.
Thanks, dog. Appreciate it.
So you've got these beautiful enclosures behind you. You want to touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, shout out to the sponsor, man, Focus Cube Habitats. These other than this corner of emeralds, all this other stuff, and I have this wall here and stuff above this, they're all in tubs. I'm talking like Target tubs, storage tubs, and they were kept right. Obviously they were growing and thriving, but that's all I could afford. And also that's what Forrest did, and I used to just follow whatever Forrest did, and just got to make it out there that you should create your own standards. And I now understand that, Forrest probably could have done better, but I just didn't know at that point. I just was like, okay, if he's doing it, I do it. And there's nothing wrong with keeping these in tubs also. I don't know if anyone out there is keeping these chondros or emeralds in tubs, that's fine, but you should have a goal in mind to not keep it in there forever. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of these animals that you should be able to enjoy and see, but it's also important when it comes to parenting. I just told you I just paired 3 emeralds for the first time. My heart's a little racing. I'm kind of scared that some shit's gonna pop off on this live. I hope it doesn't, but but for instance, I could see everything, right? Like I could, if it does, I could see it. It's not, you can't really see too much in the milky tubs, like, you know what I mean? So, but anyways, I just was inspired by Focus Cube Habitat. Shout out to Bill Stiegel, the mayor of Condortown. But Bill Stiegel put me on Ashley and Steven over at Focus Cube Habitats. And, listen, nothing against any other enclosure company out there, but they just have a certain style. They have a certain, like there's a certain stamp to their work. And you know what I'm talking about if you have a Focus Cube Habitat. It's just super clean. And so once I got one, I was like, dude, how can I get fucking 20 of them? You know what I mean? I need to do this. And obviously it wasn't cheap. It took me a long time. It actually took me 6 months to pay off. It was a lot of money. You know what I mean? Probably one of the heaviest investments I ever made in the reptile game without it being a reptile. You know what I mean? But dude, listen, everybody, I just suggest do it on your own time. I mean, as sick as this look, you shouldn't go broke doing it. Like, do it when, all I got to say is like, I wasn't stressing about getting this when I had my snakes in tubs. I just knew I got to keep my snakes alive so I could get them to this point. And so that's why it's like, man, it's crazy how fast things go, man. I don't know. I'm enjoying the ride. I got to say thank you so much again to Focus Cube Habitats for doing this for me. And yeah, I mean, I'm all about it, man. This is my therapeutic room right here. I have the trap. That's where, I have the business side of the animals, which is separate from the house. But I roll out of bed and walk 10 feet and I'm in this room and I'm fucking like, I don't even think of anything but just like, okay, what do I need to get done today? This is literally a therapeutic room to me. Like I can't explain anything more than that. It's nuts.
That's big, man. I'm preaching that too. Like when you walk into your reptile room, like cut out the BS and let the world do what it's going to do.
Yeah. Because, I want to say before I used to just go to the trap, right? And before I even had this room, I would go to the trap and I would instantly think of like, okay, what do I need to sell? What do I need to keep? Like it was just money. And I can't help it, but I'm a hustler, bro. Like I'm always trying to make money. And so this room, I'm sorry, but let's just say my wife got into the game. She can't have any of this. Like that's how serious it is. Okay, I'm just kidding, babe. You can have this is hers. That was a really bad example. I'm just saying, but like it's that like shut down. Like there's nothing in here for sale, so I don't have anything as far as like when I'm in here. I think the podcast, like right here, I think podcast hustle, right, which is fun because I'm talking to people, I'm setting things up, I'm getting the shows ready. I love that shit. In there, I'm stressed out about space. I have eggs that are still coming. I have to think what needs to go, what needs to stay. You know what I mean? And it's constant and it's fine, but that's my work. Like that's what I feel like is work, but I still love the animals too. Don't get me wrong. But anyways, yeah, that's why I love this room right here, bro. Like this is, again, shout out to Focus Cube Habitats. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I had to touch on that one, man. Watching the show and how much Focus Keep Habitats means to you. And I know that just recently went up, right?
Say that one more time.
That wall just recently went up, right? Your enclosures.
No, I mean, let's see. When did I do the vlog on this? In June? So June or May is when I had all this, but this has recently been my new background. Like this is, I had another background during my podcast, but this is now my new background for the podcast, which is easier for me because, like, you know, I'm always trying to, and you guys, you know, you hear me talk a little bit about my chondros, my emeralds, and I'm like, I'm in a room full of fucking snakes, and I hate telling people when they can't see it. Now they get to see it, and I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, you get where I'm in right now. You know what I mean? So,
hell yeah. Do you want to touch more on your emeralds and chondros?
Well, what do you want to know? I mean, because, I mean, at the end of the day, not enough people are keeping them. That's how I feel.
true.
I think a lot of people overthink it. A lot of people think like, oh no, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And that's fine. I think because they just don't want to look at the facts of them or the possibilities of doing it, right? And that's, I don't think if you have that mentality, then don't do it, right? But you don't understand how it is. First off, if you've only been breeding ball pythons and you've been making some coin and you've only been putting back into the ball pythons, I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, you'll have those moments where you make what you want to make, but it's that satisfaction's gone. Like I don't care what you say. Like even Justin looks at his production and he's already thinking about the next clutch. It's never it's never satisfying. Okay, I don't give a fuck what you say. And so for me, I needed more, right? And so this right here, you know, especially because I got into this game and dude, they were dying on me. Like not the chondros so much, but the emeralds. Like I thought you can't feed them big. You got to be careful, but no bullshit. An emerald, a bow is a hardy animal. It can eat a big meal. What was happening is that I was getting them imported fresh out of the fucking wild with crypto. And crypto is that, I don't know if anyone doesn't know what crypto is. It's a really fucked up disease that a virus that a snake can get, mainly in emeralds. But once they regurge, once they throw up a meal, something happens to the lining of their stomach that shrinks and they can never, like, I mean, they might start holding stuff down, but it's going to be a problem at some point. And I know, like, I've had an emerald regurge and then someone preached to me, dude, it's over. And I'm like, nope, sorry, you're wrong. And I fed it tiny meals and I got it by for like a year. And then I noticed it wasn't growing. And I was like, dude, I got to give this fucking thing a bigger meal. What do you think happened when I gave it a bigger meal? Threw up. And a year of hopes down the fucking drain. It's just, you like, listen, you're not the only one who's experienced this shit. But I realized that, you know what I mean? And it just made me want it more. Like, I mean, you talk about failure being a motivation. So much failure led me to what's behind me. And you know, what's crazy is like, I haven't even really tasted real failure as much as a lot of these other chondros and emerald breeders who've been doing this for a long time have. You know, it's just all I know is I want more of it. Like I want the fact that I also do this full time. I want to know that I'm doing my best to do my best with what I have. You know what I mean? Like nothing against being a ball python breeder, but it's fucking like I don't think that's sick. I'm sorry. Like I think it's sick that you got money like that. Listen, I love money, man. If you want to talk money, oh well. You know, I get excited, but at the end of the day, like it's more than money to me. Like I feel like I make enough even now, and I'm just starting. But let's just say this was the peak of my ball python career. I'm already making over 100K. I could sustain a life off that, like easily, and that's in California. But the reality is, I'm just starting. I'm blasting through this fucking income I'm making the year before. It's crazy. I'm very blessed. I'm happy, but it's not enough for me. Like I want it to be more difficult. You know what I mean? And I could be biting off a big fucking, you know, piece of the meat that more than I could chew because, you know, I could tell you right now, the ball python market is hitting like a stagnant. I don't want to say it's dropping, but there's the window shoppers are bigger than ever right now. And it's even worse than window shoppers. There's people actually sending deposits and then like, hey man, sorry, this I don't know if everyone's losing their job, but holy shit, like the last 70 people to flake out has lost their job. And I'm like, okay, like I can't be mad at that. Like you lost your job. What the fuck? Like that's unfortunate. But I'm dealing with a lot of this now. And that's kind of a little bit like, oof, I don't want to say it's scary, but that could possibly get worse. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. But then again, bro, I don't sell a lot of the 5,000, 6K, 7K, 10K snakes, But when I do, gone. Those are the motherfucking snakes. That's my problem. I'm not making enough of those snakes. If I have any of those snakes, I have to keep it. That's where I'm at in my career. This is my 3rd year breeding ball python, so I'm very green still. Like, new breeder on the block is anything within 5 years. So technically, if I were to come on my show, I'd be a new breeder on the block. You know what I mean? Easily, because there's so much like within the first 5 years that determines where your growth is going to go. And you look at Will Morrow. Will's one of my favorite ball python breeders, dude, because you want to talk about somebody who had heat and didn't give a fuck about clout and just stayed quiet for fucking, I don't know how many years, 4 or 5 years, just stayed quiet. And then boom, came back. And now everyone's on his dick. You know what I mean? People love Will. Like, people, unless you're a Patreon member or unless you're fucking a good homie of his or like Aussie Boyd's, you're not getting a Will Morrow's production. I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? And I respect that. I'm trying to be on that level someday. That's why I have to give it to the ball pythons, bro. I wouldn't be shit without them. I'll tell you that much. I just want more. That's it. I don't want people to think like, well, why is he bagging on the ball pythons? No, I need the ball pythons. I just want more out of it. That's it. I'm just trying to be really blatant about how I want more than just fucking, proving out a sick ass morph. That's it.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
That's what's up, man. So with the emeralds and the chondros, what, how many do you have? Where are you going with it? Or where are you with it? And where are you going?
So I have 14 emeralds. 8 of those are adults, right? And I just found out my ratio is like, I thought I had a lot of females. I don't. It's very even right now. So I think my emerald game is exactly where it needs to be. Now, hold on. I'm talking northerns. Northerns and basins are completely different. And if anyone else, and not completely different, but I'm talking like price difference. They're a lot different. Coloration, the level they take their markings and stuff, way different, but they're also boas. They're also emeralds. They're Amazon basin, emerald tree boas, right? And then there's northerns. I'm just now getting my fucking hands on basins, which is probably a bigger accomplishment than these damn cages. I mean, Ed Marino, shout out to the king of basins, but I remember getting tapped into Ed Marino and finding out that his babies were like $6,000-$7,000. And this is basically me after like starting to afford pieds, like at $400 or $500. And I'm like, what? Like, so now like I just went from accomplishing being able to afford one morph, right? Like, meaning I'm investing in a project, but now here I am trying to dabble into something that no one else really gets. But here I am like doing fucking what I want to do. And this is 2017, mind you, bro. This is 1 year, this is my first year in the game. Okay. I'm trying to figure a lot out, like, right. And I'm just going from a $400 investment snake to trying to figure out how one day am I going to get a $6,000-$7,000 snake. Not only that, he had a 2-year wait list. Like, Ed Marino's fucking gangster, bro. Like, it is no joke, but I remember having sleepless nights looking at this snake back then. Right. And so here we go. We speed things up to 2022. And shout out to my boy, Andrew Acevedo. Andrew's my boy. Andrew's my legit best friend in this game. Herptofana on Instagram. He's a legendary youngster in this game, but has a really old mentality. This motherfucker's trying to already dip and live in the mountains of Peru. I'm not joking. Like, he's trying to leave America. He's trying to just do different things, right? But he's a reason for everything. He tapped me into everything. And he is okay. If you want to talk about, well, who got you into basins? Well, Andrew got this basin in 2018 at Ed Marino production, and he showed me, and I was like, dude, you're fucking 20 years old and you bought a basin? I was tripping out. Like, I'm 32 years old and I'm like, and I can't afford it. And this kid's 20 years old. He bought a basin, and this basin is from a dark line. Like, it's every basin I would ever want. And I'm like, I can't believe this shit. And for him, he was like, he loved the snake, but he had other things he was really more in love with. And I couldn't believe that. I was like, bro, give me that fucking snake. Like, and he's like, okay, well, even if I want to give it to you, give me this money. And I don't have that money, So let me just say, speed things up from 2018 to 2022. Well, guess one thing I had that Andrew really wanted: a Timor collection. And I don't know if anyone knows who Timor pythons are, but Timor pythons are, I mean, they spiked up over the last fucking 4 years. And one of the species I was really geeking out over in 2017 was getting Timor pythons. So I was getting Timors for like $400. I was getting them in. And I think I got up to 13 Timors, okay? And these Timors were fucking flawless. They got very big. They got fucking, and we're talking to 2022. If anyone wants to go back and see what kind of Timors I had, bro, nobody had my Timor game. I had the hottest Timors in the United States. I used to flex it heavy, and Andrew knew that, okay? So that being said, Andrew, you want my Timors? I want that base in Benny, which was the one he got, right? At this point, Benny's worth about $9,000, okay? But all my emerald, I gave him about 12 Timors, okay? So those Timors were about $2,000. We're talking about over $25,000 worth of Timors. So I basically took every emerald that Andrew had. I took his emerald collection, and he took my Timor collection. He still overcame. I probably took 7 emeralds from him, but he took fucking 12 Timors from me. And but listen, dude, that's how I got in the position I'm in right now with my basin. That's how I got my first basin, and then my boy Socrates had a basin litter, and he sold me one of his females, and then I have another female going. So it's just coming, dog. Life is good. I can't. What am I gonna say? I'm
humble.
I'm just very blessed, and I gotta say, I love my boy Andrew. I love this hobby, man. Like, I get so pumped up, man. I'm not shit without the people I meet, and I know so many great people, bro. Like, I think people know that too. I think a lot of people are drawn to me because they want to get tapped into who I'm tapped in with. But I feel like not everyone's meant to meet everybody. It has to happen organically. Yep. I hope people know that, because I have certain Patreon members who are like begging me to, meet certain people, and I'm just like, well, these aren't people to they're not trying to meet everybody. It's like it has to just maybe come to a show or something, or meet them that way. And so. It just, I'm such an organic person when it comes to certain things, or if not everything, it happens when it happens,
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Go ahead, Big. Sorry.
No, you're good. Ask a question. Go ahead.
No, I wasn't asking. I just said I agree with that completely. Like, it has to be organic. Yeah, just like it was with Billy. Like, we just hit it off. It was awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Billy. I want to say I love Billy. Billy's a big inspiration. I mean, hey, listen, you want to know what kind of made me feel comfortable to say what I needed to say was people like Billy. Once I saw fuck Billy, this guy don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck either, but mind you, Billy has a huge following. I don't have nearly the big a following as Billy has, so, yeah. I would also, anyone out there, be careful too, I mean, I don't know. Be yourself, but don't be known for trying to cause problems. You know what I mean? Not that Billy's like that or anything. Billy's he likes to address shit. I love Billy because he's very confrontational as far as if there's something being said out there, let's fucking talk about it. Okay, let's go. That's, you guys asked me how you wanted to talk about something that happened, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Let's talk about it. I'm never that person to not want to discuss something unless it's like a lawsuit or something, and then my lawyer's like, hey, don't say anything, and you know what I mean? But other than that, no, you should have nothing to hide, you know what I mean? And that's just how it is, I feel like. But everyone's different. Everyone has personalities.
Absolutely. So let's touch on that real quick. It's like a two-way thing I wanted to bring up. So I see it. I don't know if you see it from outside looking in, but our communities that we deal with crisscross quite a bit. An example, you brought on Keys on Monday. Holy shit, y'all brought it on that, by the way. That live was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Shout out Keys. He killed that shit. The first Nobody Safe podcast that you did, it felt like you were targeting our community, was the I guess message that was received. I mean, there was no names dropped, so it's all assumption, obviously.
Hold on, I gotta stop you. What community? Are you talking about the ball python community?
Like our inner community, I guess, for a lack of so I see there's different cliques, if you will.
Are you talking about the usual suspects? Are you a part of the usual suspects, or is this a different clique?
This is a different clique.
Okay, here we go. Bro, I'm very new to. I didn't even know there was cliques until until I kept seeing the usual suspects. I'm like, bro, isn't that a movie? I'm confused. What is happening? And then I just guys, listen. Oh my god. I mean, calm the fuck down. First off, chill the fuck. Are you missing high school? Did you not have friends? Are you like, is this about your clique? Or do you understand that half this clique that you're probably in love with probably don't give a fuck if shit were to hit the fan for you? So how about you just relax, fucking all together, whatever cliques are out there, because you should be caring about this clique. You're fucking animals. Like, you know what I mean? Your clique is your brand, first and foremost. It's not the fucking the Boy Scout Club or the fucking Lost Boys. You know what I mean? And I'm serious. Like, that's fucking a joke to me. No disrespect. I love homies coming together, but to kind of like rally up and like, are you talking about the usual suspects? What? Bro, who? You know what I mean? You know how many fucking people that got weird like that in my live chats? I had to block them. I had to block grown men trying to act tough in a fucking live chat, bro. Like, this is about snakes first and foremost. It's not about your fucking clique. I don't give a fuck about your clique. Hold on. I don't give a fuck about your clique.
Fucking preach it, bro.
I don't give a fuck about your clique. What? I go to all the shows. Come see me. I don't give a fuck about your clique. I give a fuck about this.
Yep.
So shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. If you have any of that funky shit in my live chats, you're gone. And I have that energy everywhere I go. Don't get it twisted. I have this energy everywhere I go. I just want to make that fucking very clear. No disrespect to my boy Terrence. I like Terrence. I like Terrence a lot. Terrence is doing something different. But Terrence, focus on keys. Focus on keys, Terrence. That's all I got to say. Focus on keys, because keys is going somewhere. You know what I mean? So just focus on keys. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Bro. Yeah, hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
Nah, for real though. Like, so I mean, like that just killed the whole thing. Fuck it. Anyways, like it is what it is.
I'm just like, bro, what the fuck? Tell me your clutch count, motherfucker. Shut up. Like, what are you doing? Let's talk about some projects, bro. How about get a project? And I'm gonna end it on this. If you're in a live chat trying to fucking claim a clique, you don't got any projects going on, do you? You're bored. Get your projects up and shut up. Right back. We can end it on that. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to go.
No, you're
bro.
Remind yourselves, why are we here, fellas? Why are we here? You know what I mean?
It's the same shit I be preaching, man. It's about the animals.
You want to know what? Okay, you want to know one thing I'll be real about? And I felt like, okay, you're kind of being passive aggressive, and you are attacking some people on this, and this is why I did kind of see why I wanted to bring Terrence on, was one, because the whole yellow belly everything, right? Which I don't want to go down the explanation route why I said that. You guys could go check that episode out, but
yeah, we did.
I did realize the way I was addressing it for this one individual wasn't the way Terrence was, believing in it. And some people have yellow belly. That's their leading force on the sick shit that they're making. And I think that's awesome. Right. But I took that energy for one person and kind of reprimanded a bunch of other people that had nothing to do with that. And that's, once I noticed that, I was like, because like I said, I had a lot of these goofy people were like, oh, you're talking about keys. You're talking about keys. And I was like, what? And then I had to go research that Keys actually had that saying on his fucking thing. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is is this a clique? Right. So anyways, at the end of the day, I got nothing against Terrence. Terrence is awesome, bro. His fucking lady fraud. She's in fraud. Like, she's in fraud department. She'll fucking fraud. She could detect any fraud. He's in a good place. I like Terrence. And one thing I like Terrence, he's consistent. He has a show that he's passionate about, and he's doing it right. So I'm just saying, Keys, I love your homies. I love my homies, but it's about Keys. You know what I mean? That's all I got to say.
Oh, I feel you on that.
Nah, for sure. I mean, we're all about just, coming together as a community overall for the animals. We're always touching on USARK and the shit they got to deal with and all the shenanigans that happen inside of our beloved industry.
Right.
Here.
So why should there be cliques in a ball python community? Really? In a ball python community, there's cliques? Like, stop. Like, bro, we are the hugest fucking growing species in this game. Like, I mean, other than the geckos and stuff like that, if you want to talk about the snakes, we're the leaders. Like, why are we clicking up? Like, shut up. Like, what are you talking about? We got money, motherfuckers. Why are you bitching about, like, and that, again, this goes back to the people who are being cliquey. They ain't touching money. They're not there yet. God bless them. Get there. And then once you get there, maybe you'll stop this whole click thing, but get to the money first. Like, calm down. You know what I mean? Damn.
I feel you, bro. And that's why, like, when we started this podcast, like, we literally started crossing the communities. Like, we got boas, we got geckos. Like, when I bring them on lives, they don't know who they're coming on with, so they get to know each other.
Yeah, bro. I mean, honestly, it should be all one big team, and
Exactly, man. That's what I'm trying to do. Is like when I cross them and I bring them on, that's what I'm trying to do. Is one fucking team. That's all we are. One team. Love a reptile.
Yeah, if I could suggest one thing to your guys' podcast, man, bring gecko breeders on, bring spider people, bring them all, man. Like, it don't matter. Like, I like that you had, like, what is one of your segment about women?
Yeah, women's life. It's actually tomorrow.
What is it?
A women's life.
Women's life?
Yeah.
Like, as a breeder, or just women life, like, just in general?
Breeders. No, like women breeders coming on and talking about their reptile.
Yeah, get the dude. You know, that's one thing. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know enough girls. I probably need to get more tapped into the women's side of things, but they need more exposure for sure. Like there definitely needs to be a segment on my channel. Like, you know, I'm trying to get Desiree. I wanted Desiree to use Desiree for this. Shout out to Desiree. I love you, Des. But yeah, you know, she's one of the most powerful girls I feel like in this industry. And you know, maybe it could happen. I got to team up with Des. But gosh, shout out to all the women breeders out there, man. I want to say, yeah, you know, I think, what was her name? My God, I can't think. Zion Hills Exotics. What was her name? But check out the episode I did, Zion Hill Exotics. And she, you know, she bred fucking black exantic, black, you know, oh my God, why can't I think of it right now?
The crescent geckos?
No, womas, black womas. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that episode. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. And she works with like crazy ass selfin lizards and whatnot. It's very like that. I love that shit. You know what I mean? Like, so anyways, yeah, I think that there's so much stuff, guys. I'm telling you, like, even if you were to start a podcast, there's so much to bring to the table if you know where to look. And all you have to do is go tap into the other species. Go tap into the spider game, the fish game, the fucking frog game, everything, bro. Like, it's nuts, bro. It's nuts. I'm telling you.
It's funny you said that because before you jumped on in backstage, we were actually talking about bringing on fish people. Like, just start crossing them.
Bro, you know what's happening? Shout to Barcheck. You want to know what's happening at the Reptarium, right? You know what the Reptarium 2.0 is going to be?
Not exactly.
First off, let's be real. First off, who's a Barcheck and not a Barcheck fan out of you two?
Oh, I'm a Barcheck fan.
I don't think there's anybody in this live or in the comments or anything that's against Barcheck. We're all Barcheck fans.
All right, facts. Well, I don't want to be jerking off Barcheck right now if somebody has something you want to say, because I'd rather hear it. But first, I'm glad we're on the same page. So check it out. The Reptarium 2.0 is going to be across the street from the actual Reptarium. It's going to have reptiles, of course, but it's going to be mainly aquatics, bro. Like, we're talking fucking sea otters and shit. Like, I'm talking like underwater life, man. Like, we got, dude, man, do that before I do, bro. Get the aquatics people on here for sure. I think that's awesome.
Fuck yeah. We were just talking about, we got a buddy that I've got a friend here in Arizona. He's a big time boa breeder. He's getting heavy into the fish game. So I was like, he'd be the perfect liaison for us to start, you know, crisscrossing the communities there. I'm going to reach out to him on it. So anyways, enough about us. Back to you. So you keep scrubs too, right?
Ooh, man. So, okay. Kind of like the Andrew situation with the Timors. I guess we're gonna talk about the emeralds again. So the Miss Willie line, okay, the Miss Willie Northern, slow down. Northern Emerald Tree Boas. There was a line that was produced here in the United States by Rico Wilder, the late Rico Wilder. Rest in peace, Rico Wilder. Legendary Emerald Tree Boa, chondro breeder, all the above. The guy was so gangster. Like, if I want to be anybody in this game, I want to be like another version of Rico at someday. But anyways, one of his last two standing animals that he produced in 2011, the Miss Willie line Northern Emerald Tree Boas, were in Stephen and Desiree's collection. Okay. These were Forrest's favorite snakes. If you go back to anything that Forrest last put out, he had these animals in his hand. These were everything Forrest fucking wanted if it came down to animals, right? Very important animals to Desiree and Stephen, but they had no plans breeding them whatsoever. I'm over here just trying to go to sleep without thinking about these. Like, I'm obsessed, and they knew that, right? So, of course, I convinced them to sell me these beautiful fucking goddamn Miss Willie lines, but it cost me a lot, man, and it cost me basically 5 big adult females of scrubs. They had to go to the Scrub King. Shout out to the Scrub King, Stephen Cush. It's my boy. I love him. Please go give him a follow, man. Like he's also he's like on the Andrew Acevedo level. I mean, he's like my best friend. I've seen this kid grow throughout the last 4 years. He was also somebody we're really close to Forrest before he died. So anyways, shout out to Steven. But my foundation, man, I had some, I don't know how long any of you been following me, but I had some fucking gorgeous scrub pythons, bro. Some really nice one. I had a black looking Exantic one, but I ended up giving majority of them to Steven, and I held on to a pair. Like I have a trio now. I have 1.2. No, I take that back, 2.2. But I do have an adult that's being paired this year to one of my bigger males. So I'm going to be pairing up some Barnecks this year. It's just one pair, and I don't know what's going to happen, bro. But I still have a scrub project. It's just not as big as it was, unfortunately.
Okay.
Damn.
So at least you still have them. I was about to cry a little bit if you got rid of all.
No, I mean, and also, mind you, too, I got Moluccans, too. I didn't talk about the Moluccans. So I also have a pair of Moluccans that were United States captive born and bred, a normal Moluccan and an Exantic Moluccan.
I didn't know that. Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Hey.
Are they ready to breed yet?
Oh, hell no.
Okay.
They were produced early last year. So early 2021, they were produced. No, I'm sorry. Late 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. That's what's up. So what?
I would say who bred them, but the guy's a fucking asshole, and I'm not giving him no clout whatsoever. He's a bitch.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Exactly, MJ. Just be who you are, bro. Just keep doing it. That shit's funny.
Fuck that guy. Fuck him.
What is that? Everything you got in your collection, or do you got anything else that I guess you'd be willing to reveal?
Fuck, bro. No, man. I'm cracking. I mean, as far as if you want to talk about stuff I'm breeding this year, because I got a lot, bro. I have over 12 different species of snakes. So,
yeah. Okay. Let's do that. What are you breeding? What do you got cooking?
So this year, if everything goes right, I could tell you everything I'm pairing for sure. Don't know what the fuck's going to happen, obviously, right? But obviously, we have the ball pythons. I just paired up the super dwarfs again, which I'm very excited about the super dwarfs. I had my very first success with super dwarfs earlier this year. 32 super dwarf retic eggs. Oh my god, it was so much, but it was awesome to experience. And we're back here again, pairing up. She just got locked up to an Eric Lee male, which is a marble tiger anery to a platinum anery. So we could have some marble tiger platinum anery super dwarf fucking retics, which, by the way, the super dwarf retic game is nuts, bro. It's scary because you have to have respect in the game to sell your snakes at this price. But I had no idea I was going to be selling $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 fucking super dwarf retics out of that clutch. I had no idea. It was fucking nuts. It's crazy. So, but I only need one clutch a year. So that's a lot. It's a lot of shit to deal with. So the super dwarfs, see what happens. Getting all paired up. And then I'm also going to pair up the white lips. I have a pair of Biak locality northern white lip pythons. Had them in my possession for about 4 or 5 years now. They've been in my possession for a while. They were a part of my big group. I had about 9 white lips at one point. And then I just got tired of them, bro. Dude, you want to talk about a snake that will just fucking, like, let's just say everything's going chill. Let's say you have the most lax morning. You're like, oh my God, what a day. You go working with your white lips, and it's like, you're like, because they have the most teeth out of any python. When they bite you, they bleed. And it's like, it's just always something. And then, they have moods. And the 2 that I kept were the most chillest ones. Like, they're the most calmest ones. So I was like, fuck the 7 rest. Got rid of them. And, I kept these 2 because, I did pair them up about a year and a half ago, and they had locks. Like, they were very compatible. I just don't think the female was big enough. I think she needed more size. So, that right there, I was like, that's all I needed to see. I was like, well, I'm keeping these 2. Fuck the rest. I'm good because I want, like, dude, one thing I'm trying to do is keep things fun. I want to make sure things are like, and sometimes, bro, having to like fling a fucking goddamn white lip off your hand sometimes is not fun, and or having to catch it and then it fucking wraps you and it's like, it's like, God damn, man, like, and so, yeah, I don't know. You just gotta have fun. And so, white lips, being paired up. We've got my boa constrictors. I got another boa pairing going this year. The same male, the hypo blood het T positive albino, going to a motley T positive albino female. So we'll see what happens there. Try to get some visual T positives, het bloods, and then what else am I pairing? Let me think here. Ooh, the beadeds. I got beaded lizards too.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay.
We have the fucking the exasperatums that I'm gonna be pairing up. I'm shutting them down right now, dude. Hold on. Wow. Okay. You want to talk about exciting shit that I'm getting ready for, and I'm talking about like I'm facing regurgitation right now. This is fucking nervous wracking. But guess who I'll be pairing up, and well, guess who I'm shutting down and then pairing up in February.
Oh shit. Your lace monitors?
Yes. Dude,
yes.
Magdre and Alice, it is time, bro. And like, I am so scared, bro. Like, these are like my children. Bro, I'm talking about we interact every day, me and these two. And they've been raised up this whole time. So I'm getting this new enclosure sent to me by Steven and Chris Foley, which should be here, I think, next week. I better check in with Steven. But once that new cage gets here, Alice goes in there. Magdre stays in his. They're going to be separated for the very first time. But I'm going to shut down the heat, not all the way, but I'm going to shut down the heat, minimize the food, and they're going to be by themselves for like 2 months. And once San Diego gets that heat up, I'm going to blast them with food, put them together, and see what happens, man. I'm dude, are you kidding me? Like, fuck. That right there.
Shit.
That right there is nuts, to be honest. But I don't even want to. I mean, I feel like once you're like nonchalant about something, like just don't care. Like the super dwarf shit, I didn't think nothing was gonna happen, and I didn't care, and it all happened. And I think you just need to not care for anything, bro. Like try your best to not care. Like obviously care. Oh my god, little frijole, bro.
I saw that one coming.
Bro, little frijole. Hey, dog, you want to talk about somebody I really believe in, but I don't believe in at the same time? This guy right here. Like, bro, he's the hardest worker. He's the hardest worker I know at that age. Like he has he has legit multiple options of cowboy boots, and he's from Sacramento. This kid puts in work, but he cannot figure out how to ship a snake. That's an issue. Okay. You gotta like, bro, Calvin, how many snakes have I shipped you, Calvin? And you don't need to answer. Ask yourself this. I've shipped him over 20 snakes. Why don't you look how I ship it to you and just copy the steps and then send that to whoever you need to send it to? He's fucking up things right now. I'm mad at Calvin. I love it. He's my brother. But Calvin, come on, guy. Calvin's been in the game for 4 years. He should know how to ship by now. Don't you guys don't you agree, everyone, please? Right? No disrespect, but
I'm
no
on the same level as him.
If you've taken in 20 plus snakes, you should know how to send at least one. Come on.
True. That's true. Okay, I do agree with that.
Calvin, listen, that's my boy. Listen, at the end of the day, he's my boy. And yeah, I probably verbally abused this guy more than anybody else, and he's still one of my homies. He's head of trap security too. This motherfucker chokes people out if it's called for. I'm just saying. But it's my boy. Calvin, I love you, bro. You're my boy. This is another problem. I'm not 5'10". This is why I go hard on this motherfucker, because I'm not 5'10". I'm 6 foot. I am 6 foot tall. Go look how I stand next to Socrates. Socrates is 5'11". I got him by an inch. Anyways, okay, guys, do me a favor. Don't put Calvin on the screen no more. He's done. He's done.
All right, got you.
He's done.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Oh shit. So back to Magdre and Alice, man. That's huge. I know those are your like literal babies. So
children, bro. Like I mean, like literally, like my dogs. How like my dog. I mean, I can't put it that level. Like Capone's my son. You know what I mean? But still, like we're talking about having to care for something in a goddamn tub, which. What the fuck kind of interaction do you get from your ball python? What do you get? Come on, stop it. And it's not about interaction, because you know your ball python. Let me make this clear. You know your ball python does not want to be fucked with. Okay. Yeah. And you know that's what makes ball python so beautiful. Leave them alone and they will be everything you want them to be. So that's fine. But you go to a monitor who's like, first off, when you turn the lights on, they're like, hey, motherfucker, like, what's up? Like they look you right at the eye. Like there's something that makes you realize that you're being watched, and you can't help but to respect that, right? But then you want to talk about something that could go from biting you to, oh, that's cute, to biting you and, oh my God, that's an artery. I need to go to the hospital. You know what I mean? Like you cannot be lax with these fuckers. Like all it takes is one spooky, one little what the fuck, and if they hit you, and bro, I won't get into detail, but I've been bit. You see that scar right there? If you know, you know.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm about a year away from coming out with this story. I can't tell you fully what it is, but if you know, you know. Okay, and that's my reminder right there. Why, as much as I love Mac Dre and Alice, they could have a day where you don't want to fuck with them, or you don't want to find out. But you only know that if you spend every day with them. Like I have times where I'm like, okay, Mac Dre, like I won't touch you right now. Like you look like you don't want to be messed with. You know what I mean? And so it makes you be more careful and mindful and respectful to what you're keeping. Like I'm telling you right now, it's a whole other ball game, bro. And these laces, they came in as babies, and now they're ready to fucking go. They're big, bro. It's game time.
Damn, Keys, we shouted you out already, brother.
Shout out to Keys. Yeah. Shout out to Keys in the building.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's my boy. Hey, listen, that's my boy, man. Listen, man, I have a kind of an emotional connection with Terrence only because I see his grind and I see where he's at, and I love that he's putting his faces out the shows. You want to know what made me want to get T on the show more than anything is that I kept running into him at these big shows, and he was right there, like, you know, doing his thing. So, anyways, Terrence, you're my boy, dog. I salute you heavily, and I salute your wife for real. Yeah, nobody. I want to say right now, any podcaster who tries to get T on the show, you better get his wife too. Don't be. You ain't shit without getting his wife. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
That's what me and Levi always say, that his wife is down for him. Like, we see that. He has a good woman.
My heart was like, you know what I mean? Like, felt warm. Like this motherfucker's in a good place. Like he got he had another half looking out for him. You know what I mean? And that's what's driving him. So anyways, there's in a good place. Shout out to T, man. That's my boy right there, man.
Hell yeah, bro. I feel that too. Hell yeah. Big shout out.
It's good to see Keys, man.
Man, I felt that. When MJ said that right there, I felt that shit. That, like, yeah.
Man, I'm just saying, bro, like, honestly, like, I feel bad. I was going to reach out. I got invited on 3 other podcasts before this one. I said no. And only because I just feel like I'm already putting so much stuff out there. I'm like, why do I? But at the end of the day, bro, like, I want to help people out. Like, there's not enough. There is a lot of reptile YouTubers out there, but there's not enough being recommended the way they need to be recommended. And I had a good feeling about coming on this show, and I just want to say thank you for inviting me. But this is you know, I've been very against coming on people's show, like, and this is kind of making me feel more open to wanting to come on more people's show, because it's not really about me all the time. And I always feel like it's like, okay, what is it? Like, how does this make me look? I rather, if this is going to make you guys look good or help you guys motivate you to put more stuff out, then this is why I want to do it. And I'm just saying for anybody out there. So, and even if you invited me out there, if I said no, invite me again. I'm sorry.
Shit, man. I'll be honest with you, man. When I sent the invite, there was a good portion of me. I was like, I've never seen him on a podcast. I've never heard of him being on somebody else's podcast. But I'm gonna throw the shit out there. I mean, I've been following you for a couple of years, and you know, to have what I would consider, you know, I'm just gonna say it, like, I would consider you the top podcaster in the reptile community. I don't think there's anybody that touches your game so far. So when you said yes, I set my phone down, lost my shit, ran around the house, you know, fangirl for a minute, and then it set in. I was like, okay, cool, we got MJ. That's fucking awesome. I really wanted to give you the limelight, man. I wanted to give you an opportunity for anybody that's watching to show who you are and what you do, because you're on your podcast. You know, we know what it's like to host. We don't talk about ourselves too much, and we don't get what we do out there. Wanted you to have that opportunity.
I mean, I think I will tell you, I'll be honest with you guys. I just don't think I have anything I'm flexing too hard right now other than the podcast. I mean, you know, my ball python game is where it's at, but I just don't ever feel like I would ever be where I want to be at in the ball python game to be happy. Because, bro, come on, let's think. Look at the Canovas, look at the Levances, the straight fire reptiles, the fucking, you know, like, there's just people who I respect their work because they were involved when I was out fucking doing lines of cocaine and fucking being a waste. You know what I mean? Like there's people who's been doing this shit passionately before it became popular, and I respect the shit out of those people. But I also know that they're so ahead of a curve to where I'm not willing to invest that much money to get that far with them. I'm good. Like, I rather build off what I have now. And, you know, shit, I got GG clown hypo shit. Like, I'm good. I'm okay. But I mean, I just try to stay in my own little element of having fun. And if you're not having fun, you're not getting it done. That's it.
Exactly.
So
yeah, Keisha in the building. Hey, bro, don't be fraudulent. Keisha's on that ass. Don't mess around with Keisha. Telling you, Keisha's legit. The hobby needs more Keishas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
time.
you ain't lying. You ain't lying. I gotta freaking agree to that.
So
she's like ride or die. Seriously.
We talked about your ball pythons here and there and touched on the ball pythons that you have ball pythons. What do you got coming up? What do you got cooking?
So, listen, I feel like I'm happy with where I'm at when it comes to breeding where I'm at. And what I mean by that, a lot of my stuff's happening really late. I think I have so much. Okay, so far I've had 9 clutches hatch, but I have 6 more in the incubator. And then I have about 9 more about to hit ovulation. So everything's happening very towards the end of the year, which is awesome because, I mean, fuck, like it gave me time to like kind of prepare for this, right? But I'm also like, everything I'm doing this year is preparing me for the next 2-3 years. And what I mean by that, I'm so over trying to pair a snake to make the best snake for that year. I'm tired of making stuff for this year. What I'm doing is making stuff for the next 2 to 3 to 4 years. And so everything's so I have super GHI hypo stuff, right? That shit's going all to clown stuff. It's going all to DG stuff. I'm making nothing but double hets. So and I'm not gonna lie to you and say I'm making triple hets. I'm far from that. This year I'm trying to make nothing but double hets. And it's probably gonna be another 2-3 years before I could even look at a triple het project. But I'm okay because I don't think you need triple hets to be fucking making bills in this. You don't just because Justin's saying, well, it's the quad and triple future, that doesn't mean you have to do it. Like, think about motherfuckers wearing purple shirts who sell Bell fucking. I sometimes talk like this is my show. My bad. No,
you're good. You're good.
Think about people like out there selling the most like bottom shelf, if best. Not even, I won't even say mid shelf, because mid shelf is shit that still sells for like 2, 3, 4, 5K. That's mid shelf stuff. All the top shelf is 20 plus K, right? So anything under $1,000, I consider low grade. Not low grade, but just that's the bottom realm of what you're making, right? And there's people who choose to just stick in that realm, and that's okay. And they're able to sustain a life, bro. Like, think about it. Like, there's people who only make bells out there, and they're able to make a living. You know what I mean? Because they either have the following or they sell it, but they're not fucking being Mr. fucking, Canova 2.3 or whatever the fuck they're trying to be. Like, they're just selling what sells. So at the end of the day, I just don't, I'll get there when I get there, bro. Like, I'm not going to lose my shit. I'm not going to invest all my dimes in fucking nickels for it. That goes to that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I feel like, if you have the right stuff, if you have good quality, you could get where you need to get just with what you have. You just have to be smart with it. And mind you, you do have to add that 1 or 2 every now and then, but you don't need to like be Mr. like, I need to get 3, 4 females or, no, like it's okay. Add it here, add it there, add it when you need to go. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, I work with Brazilian rainbow boas. I work with a little bit of everything. Hog noses. I got ball pythons, king snakes, milk snakes. I'm
still ain't got no boas, bitch.
Yeah, I ain't got no boas. I'm trying to get a boa, but yeah.
Hey, listen. Coming from somebody who has a lot of chondro breeder homies that are successful, they're all trying to figure out the boa game too. So like, there is something that makes you feel good about being able to breed a python and a boa too. Just so you know, I suggest, big homie Chris, that you get into the boa game.
All right.
You heard it from MJ first, boy.
That's it. And listen, hey, how about this, Chris? I got you. Listen, if I'm successful this year with boas, and I get a female, like a good nice female, I'll shoot you one. How about that?
Hell yeah.
You down for that?
Yeah, I'm down.
Oh, you lucky motherfucker.
But you have to buy a male for me.
A bell?
A male at something like in like 2 years after the female and after you show that it's still live. You got to buy a male for me, and then that's the deal.
I got you.
I got to get you in the game, man, because guess what? Whatever you work with, you're going to talk about, like that's
Hell yeah,
why it's, like,
right.
it's so important because if you want to talk about somebody who runs a platform where they talk a lot, and if they're just a ball python breeder, well, dude, imagine if you worked with other stuff. You'd be talking about that shit all the time. And like, that's why it's good to work with other stuff. Like, I'm not saying work with 10 other, don't be me and work with a million different shit, but like, dude, at least throw in another species like here and there. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm also going to do skinks and
yeah, that's
now
awesome.
boas.
Skinks,
Yeah.
dude, you don't understand. Like even the dwarf monitor species are amazing, bro. Like Ackies, fucking Kimberleys, like they act just like a fucking dinosaur, bro. Like it's the same thing. Keys, I got you. Keys, hit me up. I got you. Say less.
I need my game up. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Shout out to MJ guy. Right.
Who is the echo coming from?
It's probably I don't know. I hear it too now.
Is it me?
I don't know. Hold on. No, it's you, Chris.
I don't hear it.
Oh.
Oh, it went away. There we go.
StreamYard.
I love it.
That was one of the things. and I'm not even gonna fucking go there. Shit. So, where are you going with the boa game after? Let's say you have another successful litter. Are you gonna invest in more?
Man, I'm trying not to because like I don't like boas do take up space, and I do have my boa. My bigger females are in 4x2s, and I bred them. I had one successful litter in a 4x2. I do know like people like Christian from Morph Endorphins. They have boa litters in racks, but I don't want to keep my boas in racks for some reason. I don't know why. So that being said, I'm just very limited with the boa stuff. But I've like Dave Levison. I added a amazing, beautiful IMG, a VPI IMG, fucking head. No, okay, a jungle VPI IMG Anery het sharp albino male, and then I have a blood like sharp albino. Like I have all this stuff for blood and albino that I'm gonna kind of start building off of, but very limited. Like I don't think I'll ever do more than 2 boa litters a year, and right now it's just 1. But I think even when I'm there, I think I don't want nothing more than 2. I'm good, because one thing I loved is that my boa litter, I had about 15 boas. They sold so quick, bro. They were gone. Like I'm talking like, whew. And luckily they ate good. Like they ate right off the bat. They came out healthy, ready to rock. But I love that they sold so quick. And I only held back 1 female. Probably should have held back a male. I fucked up there. But I hooked up the homie, so it's all good. And yeah, I mean, I love the boas, bro. And I'm happy I got a little taste of success with the boas because I struck out 3 years in a row. So I had paired up this female three years in a row and nothing happened. And then finally my next female that was ready to breed, she was big enough. I paired her up and bam, shit happened. So
hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
yeah, I saw you posted that boa litter and then I didn't see anything after. That's how damn quick they went.
Dude, if it's the best piece of advice I got from anybody, which was my very first big homie in the game, my homie Victor, love you, Doug. You have to be diverse, bro. Like you have to and people say, well, it's hard to be diverse. Well, then, okay, then that's a bigger reason to be diverse. Like, hello, like if someone says it's difficult to do something, then imagine if you can do it. That means you are ahead of something. And the reason why people say it's so difficult to do more than one species because the attention span it does take, like, you got to know, bro. And I'll tell you one species I completely failed at, and I got rid of that whole fucking goddamn whole species project was the boegas. I had a lot of boegas, bro. I had mangroves. I had dendrophilias. I had fucking Malaysias. I had fucking I had black mangroves. I had the nigriceps, like all this shit, bro. Like I was heavy, and they take a lot more cooler temps. You got to shut them down. Like it was too much, and they're messy. Like they're fucking a lot of work. But that right there was not fun to me, so I got rid of it. And as much as I appreciate raising them up, and dude, I got chomped on by a mangrove, dog. Like seriously, like I'm talking about a 9-foot mangrove female who I went So I started getting my hides at this garden store, this hydroponic store, and I started getting these really big black tall, like they were like obviously pot shells, like plastic pot shells, right? But they had like tiny slots, like tiny little like air vents at the bottom. And I looked at that hole and I was like, oh, there's no way this bitch could get in that hole. Well, guess what? She fucking forced her way through that hole and she was stuck. So like not even her neck, like she barely got her head in and then her neck got stuck. And so she's like stuck. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. So I go get pliers. I go get shit that I need to get to cut it open. And so like she's calm. Like she's just sitting there and I'm like, I'm cutting. And then all of a sudden, bam, she turns around and she gets my thumb. And I'm like, oh my God. And dude, okay, pretend this is her mouth, right? And then she starts chomping on it. And I'm like, oh my God. And so I fucking, of course, like, dude, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I fling. If a snake fucking bites me, it doesn't let go. I don't recommend this. I'm an asshole. But I fucking fling, bro. And I just said, whip him. And bro, her tooth broke off and it was in my fucking thumb.
Ooh,
bro, that fang did not come out until 9 months later, bro. I had I had a lump. I had a huge fucking lump on my thumb. It was terrible. And that's right there, as I said, these fucking they're all gone. After that, I said nope. Because dude, if you look up mangrove bites, the venom can really fuck you up. It's hit or miss, but you could really get a terrible fucking reaction, like a really bad reaction. And I was watching her just chomp, like ha, ha. Like she was like trying to swallow something she wasn't going to be able to swallow. And so, oh my God, bro, like, dude, she's fine, by the way. She's in really good care. she's good,
right. No animals harmed.
Right.
Yeah, man. Mangroves are something else.
Yeah, bro. But you know, you just gotta like find out what your lane is and stay in it. And you know, it was a lot of work, bro. But yeah, I respect people who are, you know, there's people who are good at colubrids, the pythons, and I mean, I hope I could get there someday. But I'd rather just get there when I get there. And I'll tell you right now, I'm the first to admit I went way too hard, way too fast because of people who were around me. You know, I saw what Forrest was doing and you know, but you know, just saying, like, you don't want to learn these hard lessons with animals. I think you should, if you're listening to information like what I'm saying right now, you should fucking take it all in and just hold on to it and just chill. Like, you know, life takes you, like, understand too. I was adding all these species when I had a 9 to 5 too. I was working 14-hour shifts, fucking at jobs, like, you know, like on top of all that. So, you know, right, if anything, right now would have been the time to add species, right? Because now I'm doing this full time. But like, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, slow down. Like, just it could happen at any moment. Like, you could get whatever the fuck you want. If money's right, you could have whatever you want. Let's just say that. You know what I mean? So, just slow it down.
Absolutely. So,
hey, hold on. How many people are watching this?
32.
How many likes do you have?
Oh shit! Here we go.
30.
Are we at 30 likes?
Yeah.
All right. Listen, I was gonna go in on you motherfuckers, but listen, I appreciate everyone who's tapping the like button. I also appreciate everyone who's hitting the subscribe button on these guys, because this is not easy to do. Okay, this is a lot of work, and it's not fucking easy. So please, guys, if you're watching this podcast, you're not hitting the subscribe button, you should question yourself. I'm dead serious. Hit the subscribe button for these two guys. That's all I got to say.
Damn, I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. I hear that on your podcast all the time, man.
Oh my God, motherfucker! That Bob Smith shit don't fly with me, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, I understand some people just need to be reminded. I get it, but bro, like, I know how to read the analytics. Like, I can almost determine who it is that watches my shit and doesn't do what they do. But I don't care. Like, I don't listen as long as you watch it. Here's the thing too. You guys will get to a point where, you know, there's haters watching your shit and you'll still take it. I don't care. Watch it. Like, bring it like Doug, you know, they're taking their time to listen to you. You know what I mean? So, hater or supporter, I'll take it all. I don't give a fuck.
I'm also going to shout out Hertz Collector. We actually got him coming on the show, I think, next month.
Listen, I want to give another shout out to somebody killing it in the game. This guy right here, man, I got to meet him and his crew in Tinley, and what a genuine, awesome guy. And honestly, I've been seeing his shit pop up more and more. Man, Herb Collectors, please go give him a follow. Yeah, he's definitely due to come on my show. I can tell you that much right now.
Yeah, we got him next month, so I'm excited for that too as well, man. We got Earl coming up next month as well. So I saw
shout out
the
to Earl Earl and the podcast he did with you, man. That shit was insane.
Lone Star?
Yeah.
Lone Star. Yeah.
Hey, he told me about a little segment y'all did there that somebody came out with something and y'all started laughing. There in his house. Was that live in his house, he said?
Well, and no, we did it live, the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what happened?
He said that somebody came out with a purple.
Oh, the dildo?
Yeah.
Hey, just fucking say it, Jesus.
Purple dildo.
Yeah, just say it, bro. Just get real freaky like. Hey, listen.
Oh
I gotta tell you right now, man. There's some fucking freaks in the goddamn reptile game.
Yeah. If you have time.
It'd be the ones you would never expect too. I'm talking like the most like what? Like, bro. There's like an octopus dildo thing with Robin Markland from Ship Your Reptiles. And you would have never thought there was like a dildo thing with him and his wife. But there's some freaky, kinky shit going on with the octopus dildo or something like that. Respect to them. Like, hey, whatever you got to do to keep it spicy, I get it. Hey, guess what? You ain't using that on me, motherfucker. I'll tell you that much. No, sir, Bob.
Bro, when
No
Earl
access.
told me that, I just busted out laughing when Earl told me that. Like, he literally called me and talked to me on the phone for an hour, and then he told me that story. He's like, yeah, we did that live here in the house. And then in part of the segment, you can see us laughing. We just bust out laughing.
Honestly, man, respect to Earl. Respect to Texas, bro. Man, I love Texas. I got to say, I love every Arlington I've ever gone to. And there's so much of Texas I haven't even covered. Like, I have to do so much work in Texas. It kind of stresses me out. A lot of venomous topic work I need to cover, but I'm pretty biased. So like when I fly into Arlington, bro, I go to the mayor house. I go to the mayor of Condro Town's house, and I just post up with my boy Bill Stiegel, and that's all. I'm like in complete vacation mode. Like, even though I have a podcast, I get to his house and I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm just like Condros and pool and some fucking alcohol. You know what I mean? And a lot of marijuana. You know, and I'm just having a good time. And but yeah, Texas. I gotta tell you, Texas. Like, there's a big agenda 2023 in Texas. I'm starting. I'll tell you guys will be the first to know this. But I'm starting a venomous segment, like a whole big venomous segment. And I'm talking about probably one of the most highly respected venomous keepers, breeders in the game, people who never even came out to a platform before, like OGs, that are willing to come to a table, to a round table type shit. The thing is, I got to fly to them. I have to, they want to do it in person, and I'm cool. I don't give a fuck. You know, all my shows are paid for, so fuck it. We'll do it. Let's handle it. You know what I mean? But yeah, big things popping, man. Texas is where it's at. I love Texas.
Yeah, Levi, Texas, bro.
Let's go.
Yeah, Texas.
We have this argument over Texas and Arizona all the time, man.
My Western Diamondback is cooler than yours. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, can I give this to Arizona? I'd rather herp in Arizona than Texas. I will say that.
Well, yeah, they're good for herping. We don't got shit to herp down here.
No. Texas has shit. Don't get me wrong, but there's just Texas definitely has place to herps at. Don't get me wrong, but Arizona is like, it's like a capital of herping when it comes to like the desert, like when it comes to the rain, the. Okay, dude, I gotta ask you this, Levi. Have you ever been to Bob Ashley's museum yet?
No, I haven't. That's on the agenda though.
Let's go. You down to roll?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
I was going to say, you want to come out here?
I'm not going
to some places.
Hold on. Also, let me rewind before we even get to the Bob Ashley adventure. I'm actually going to. Damn, here I am spilling beans on the show, bro. You guys, it must something about the show. Here we go. I'm spilling beans. Patreon members, don't be mad. They don't even know about this yet. But next month, I'm gonna go to Joel Woolsey place, State 48 Exotics. You know who Joel is?
Oh shit, yes.
So I'm going to his place, and we're doing a fucking podcast together, and I'm also going to vlog at his place. He has a facility. We have a secret guest flying in for that episode. I can't tell you who the secret guest is, but there's a convention going on that weekend that I'm going to. It's a turtle frog convention or something like that. Do you know about it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be at that.
Okay, I'll be there.
I don't know if it's far from you, but if you could roll to that, we could all link up and we could kick it. But that'd be, you know, my very first time at an Arizona thing. And, you know, shout out to Vanessa, US Arc will be there. And, you know, they invited me. So after I do Joel's thing, I'm going to go to that convention. And I want to know who's going. Let's roll. Fuck, I need Arizona homies to roll. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. All my Arizona people better put on. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Can I shout out one of my favorite Arizona people?
You can shout out whoever you want, brother.
Alex and Renee, I love you guys so much. Panda Fauna, and Must Love Snakes. It's a couple out of Arizona. I love them so much. I want to say probably two of the most slept on in the Arizona community as far as all around hobbyist goes, because how long they've been in the game, how they herp. They're fucking real deal herp. Right? Alex, like this guy's a dreamy herper. But I will say he is putting Arizona in the map in MJ's world, and can't wait to kick it with him. And also you, Levi. I can't wait to meet you in Arizona. I can't wait to get to Arizona. I got to get to Arizona. As much as I'm saying there's a lot of work to do in Texas, I've been to Texas. I have not been to Arizona. Never once. So it needs to happen.
Yeah, no, it definitely. Wait, hold on. So you've never been to Arizona? You've never been to our shows? You've never
ASU. Oh, so I played baseball for University of Washington. So I went down there and played a couple games against ASU. Like I've had a couple spring league things down there, but I've never like kicked it with a homie, or I've never like gone to someone's house and like been like felt like I'm in Arizona. Does that make sense? Every time I was there, it was like business. It was like sports, or no, that's it, sports, or driving through it. I must have drive through Arizona when I was a kid, but never like kicked it in there. So yeah, I could say I've never been to Arizona.
Oh shit. Okay.
Like the way you need to take me to Arizona, like motherfucker, like I need weed. I'm trying to kick it. I need to smoke. Like I want to see some sick shit. You feel me? That's how I want Arizona.
You didn't see that comment? It said, but Texas has the best weed.
Not compared to Arizona, sir.
That's what they said.
Wait, what?
That's what he said. Texas has the best weed. It was back here. I don't know. I can't find that comment. It was funny.
Who said that? No, that's bro. Keisha, get the fraudulent fucking detector right now. Okay. Who said? Is that a comment? Can you put it out there? Who is this person? Come on, you gotta put it out there.
I gotta go back and look for it out because
I think it was a question mark behind it.
No, this is my question. This is my question behind Texas right now. Their pride. Okay, this is why Texans who thinks Tex-Mex is better than actual Mexican authentic food are the same people who think they have the best weed in Texas. Are you kidding me?
Oh yeah, it was a question. Texas got good weed.
Oh, Dylan. Okay. I'm so glad. Dylan, that motherfucker. D's from the PNW, okay? If it's one place that gets probably better weed than Cali, it's the Pacific Northwest because of fucking British Columbia, Canada. And my homie Dylan, shout out to Dylan. He let's just say I would love to smoke with Dylan anytime I'm around him. Dylan got it. Dylan got the heat. That's my boy right there. Shout out to D.
Well, shit, now I gotta meet Dylan.
Yeah, D's a homie. That's the homie right there. And we also had a great podcast together. Make sure you go check it out. I actually flew to his place and did something. And I can tell you right now, man, there's limited of people I respect who keep big snakes. Dylan's probably top 3 people I respect who keep big snakes. He keeps it so fucking legit. And he doesn't have like 20 by 30 enclosures. He has them in proper size enclosures, but he takes them out. He interacts. Like this guy is really all about his shit. And if anything, I knew I couldn't be a big keeper snake like Dylan. That's why I never kept big snakes the way I kept them, because I knew I wasn't able to put in the kind of work that my homie D puts in. And I want to say shout out to Dylan.
Fuck yeah. That's awesome. Respectable big snake keepers are what we need, man.
Yeah, for sure. We need more D's in the building.
Hell yeah.
I'm trying to get my retake, but the guy that was going to give it to me, he ended up keeping it, so that sucked.
This is tripping me out right now. If you notice, my female is very active. The male's like trying to, like, he's all over her, like he's like trying to scope her out. So I'm just like, oh my god, it's like, no, yeah, look at that. It's happening right now. It's
oh yeah, hell yeah.
My Miss Willie line Northern Emerald Tree Boa, who's paired up with Benny the Basin. So I'm trying to go for crosses right now, but we're all good. I'm just, my attention's up there.
No, you're good, man. You're good. So there was a question in the comments earlier, and I'm really curious too. Where did the name Miss Willie line come from?
I mean, I can't even tell you that. I mean, I only know Miss Willie line. I know Miss Willie because of Forrest, and Forrest obviously put me on game with Rico, and I just know that that's a line that Rico Wilder created and whatnot. It's just, only Rico or whoever's closest to Rico knows that answer. So yeah, tough to say.
Fair enough.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking that, like, what's the story behind that? So, good thing Levi asked.
It's got a good backstory, I'm sure.
Like I said, there's a lot of freaks in the hobby.
Man, if you ever have time to go back to, which one was it, Chris? Our last coil room that we did where we got all fucking weird.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What's the last one?
You ever have time, go to like the last, it was a 4-hour fucking run. But if you go to like the last hour, hour and a half and just skim through it, there's a bunch of funny shit in that.
You talking about your last podcast?
Our last, like, I guess, so we do like Keys does. We do a hangout and then we do the podcast on the weekends. It was one of the hangouts.
Do you do everything under one channel, or is it all separate channels?
No, one channel.
One channel.
So what's the name of your one channel?
Oh, right now it's under my channel. Flexin, Finesse, and Reptiles.
So you need to like, if you want my advice, you need to name your channel what your channel is all about. So if your channel is a podcast channel, you need to have the name of your podcast in your podcast channel. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
Because Trout again, shout out to Brian Barczyk. Nobody knows YouTube better than Brian Barczyk, I feel like, in my opinion, right? And
right.
I had vlogs, I had my podcast, I had clips coming all out of one channel. So what YouTube does, their algorithm, they look at that and they go, what is this guy what category do we put this guy in? Like, he has 8-minute videos, he has 3-hour videos, he has 20-minute videos. So they don't put you in anything. You're fucking stagnant. Like, you're just like, you're literally putting things out for your own followers. Like, imagine having a private Instagram account and you have 30 fucking followers. Well, guess what? Only 30 followers are looking at your shit. That's how that shit works. It's fucked up, right? So you need to separate things. So for whatever reason, Chris, if you're putting out other stuff other than the podcast on this channel, you need to either separate that shit and make it its own thing, or make that this thing and take this to its own podcast thing. But you have to separate things. You have to.
I see what you're talking about. Okay.
Right.
I see what you're talking about.
It's a lot of work. Trust me. When Brian told me this, I was like, wait, so you're talking about I need three YouTube channels? And he's like, you need 3 YouTube channels. And bro, it's working. I'm not gonna lie. It's taken off. Ever since I started doing that, I've been gaining about, I don't know, at least 300 fucking subscribers a month, which for me, that's a lot. Like, I hit a stagnant point for a fucking long time because I kept putting out so much different shit on one channel. It's only been 3 months since I separated everything. So once you separate shit, that's when YouTube puts you in a category and they make you relevant. If you're not relevant to YouTube, you're not going to grow, bro. It sucks. It sucks, but that's just how it works. And also, too, you got to use everything YouTube gives you, like the shorts. You have to use post. And, the same shit that you use on Instagram, you have to use with YouTube, too. It's a lot of work, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I hope whoever's listening to this at least has the decency to subscribe. It doesn't take any effort to hit that subscribe button. For guys right here who are delegating this, fucking scheduling time with me, like, come on, like, just hit the subscribe button. It doesn't take anything. Like, I wish people would just do that more. Like, like, put your feelings aside and just hit the subscribe button. Like, just, support people.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Appreciate that.
And while we're at it, shout out to the guest MJ for coming on. It's been incredible so far. Thank you for your time. I know it's precious.
I love it, man. It's great, bro. It's cool because I'm like, I feel like I should be in charge of something, but I'm not. And you guys are killing it. You guys are doing good. So this is great. This is awesome. It's feel weird. I hate when guests ask this. I should have asked this before, but how long are we going? What's the game plan?
As long as you're comfortable with.
Well, can I take a piss?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Oh my god. Bro, isn't that's funny because I said that at the beginning. I was like, go take a piss before we start. But that's funny. He's like, can I take a piss? Yeah, go, bro. Oh my god.
Hell yeah. That's some solid advice, bro. We're going to have to separate it out between our channels.
Don't worry, I'm working on it, dude. I'm working on it. And that's what I'm glad you said that because that's exactly what I was going to do. But I'm working on it. Trust me.
Dope, Yo, real quick, while we have a quick intermission, shout out to everybody in the comments. Y'all are fucking crushing it. I know we haven't been highlighting them like we normally do, but shout out everybody in the comment section right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
especially
here, real
Herb
quick.
Herb
Got it.
Collector. We just met him. Can't wait to actually talk to him. Yeah, shout him out. Inquiline, Baby Jesse, Eden. We got Tammy. She's I guess a new breeder hobbyist coming in on Instagram. I think she's been in the game for a minute. I don't know.
These
These balls
balls.
exotics.
Tyler's Toxic Balls in the house. Shout out. If you guys don't follow Tyler, go follow Tyler. I mean, follow everybody in the comments. But if you want to see one of the youngest motherfuckers in the game that is absolutely crushing it right now, shout out Tyler's Toxic Balls. That boy has got the biggest amount of heat sitting in this collection. And he took one of my projects that I had close to my heart when I was involved in ball pythons, took that KRG shit, and is the top of the top. Like the number one KRG breeder in the world, hands down right now, is Tyler. He is crushing that shit.
And he's only 19.
I don't even think he's 19. I think he's 17, bro.
No, he's 19.
Is he 19? Okay,
yeah.
He's still young as fuck, bro.
That's what I'm saying. He's only 19. He's young as fuck.
So I could tell you guys are like me. You guys fucking respect the youngsters in this. Like like imagine being young, tapped into this game, and not fucking it all off, partying and being a waste, and your mindset's in the right place. Like, dog. Like, I'm telling you, my best friends are the youngest guys in the game. It's crazy.
Bro, if I could start at 19, I would have stayed with it. But no, I wanted to be with girls, partying, doing my thing. I was being stupid. Didn't have my head on right.
That's pretty common. Like, can we respect like that? Yeah. You should almost do that, but hold on, you could do that after you're bowling with Snake. Like, hello, like, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's I don't. Listen, as easy it is to be persuaded into the typical shit, Chris. Like think about guys who are like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna just chill. I'm not gonna go clubbing. I'm gonna keep this money. I'm gonna keep putting it back into Snakes. Like, damn, I wish I had that, bro. Like, imagine.
Right. The hell was I gonna say something? Damn it, Curse. I told you Tyler was 17. Fucking guy.
He's 17? Oh, my bad, Tyler. I'm sorry.
Oh, here's where I was going. I was with Tyler. So, real quick, shout out to Tyler, because one of the coolest things I've ever heard this kid say, no disrespect, Tyler, but you're still a kid. We were on a live, I want to say it was on Instagram or one of the hangouts that we were doing with Tyler, and mind you, this kid's 17. He's crushing the game right now, investing every penny and working his ass off to get to where he is right now. And one of the most heartfelt things I've ever heard anybody say, let alone a 17-year-old kid coming into this game and dedicating his life to it, his main objective is to retire his parents. Like, shout out to Tyler.
I get that.
That was incredible.
Bro, listen, my mom, like, here's the one thing I'll never do to my kid, right? I don't have kids yet, but I'll never put pressure on my kid, making them seem like they're doing something that's going to take care of everybody, right? And I was into sports, and like, for instance, what motivated me to go to school was because of sports. I knew I had to fucking play. I had to go to school in order to play sports, but that should have been the mindset, right? Like, you should want to go to school, you know, like, first and foremost, right? But I'm just saying, like, my mindset was always in the wrong place. Hold on, where were we going? What were we talking about before that? This happens every podcast, so don't. You know, I'm just saying. Where were we talking? Where were we just talking about?
Retiring. Tyler's trying to retire.
Oh, retired parents. Okay, so the only time I got close to thinking like, wow, I could buy my mom a house, like I could literally do this for my mom, was graduate. I got a full ride to University of Washington for baseball, and my dad was like, dude, son, like, you're like, he almost convinced me that I did it, but no, it had just started. Like, are you kidding me? Like, no, I didn't do shit. Like, yeah, that's a good accomplishment. You don't have to pay for school, but now you're in the fucking goddamn, now you're a guppy in a fucking goddamn ocean, you know, with fucking, I was the smallest guy in the field and I was the first baseman, you know what I mean? Like, everything changed. But what sucked is, like, my whole dreams of buying my mom a house. Like, I remember telling my mom when I was like a senior in high school, I'm like, Mom, like, we were in Coronado here. I remember I flew down and me and my mom were walking Coronado Beach, and there's these Victorian houses, like, from the 1930s that you can't, like, not even money can buy these homes. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck if you're loaded. Like, these are within family realms where you can never get these, but let it know money can buy anything, right? So I told my mom, I'm going to buy you a house like that. And, like, that stuck with her. Like, I saw by me telling her that stuck with her. So throughout years of me not making it in baseball and basically not even thinking about how am I going to buy myself a house, like, everything changed. Like, my whole, like, how am I going to be my mom's hero? Like, you know, like, it all changed. But bro, now, like, literally now I'm plotting how I'm gonna buy my mom a house now again. Like it's crazy. Like it's you want to talk about getting emotional. Like and like, bro, I'm now like that's something I can now consider some point in my career. I can maybe buy my mom a house. That's where I'm at. So listen, Tyler, respect to you, bro. I get it. I fucking get it, man. That's awesome. I love hearing that shit. That shit makes my hair stand, bro. I love it.
Yeah,
Bro,
for real though. Like
it,
it hit, man.
yeah.
It really does.
I've been trying to do that, especially now since my mom got diagnosed with breast cancer. So,
Oh, sorry, bro. It's terrible.
it's all good. But yeah,
Listen,
I'm
guys,
trying, man.
listen. Let's talk about things that could be happening at anyone at any time. You know, the homie Chris lost his pops. How long ago was it, Chris?
It's already been a year this October.
That ain't long at all, bro. Unfortunately, that's really fucking short time to lose a dad, right? But any of us could lose anybody that close. I got hit with crazy like medical conditions over the last 3 years. Like I was in the hospital a lot. If anyone remembers following me 2 years ago, like, do you remember when I did a podcast live from the emergency room? Like I did a podcast the day after surgery, bro.
Oh wow!
And I ain't gonna tell you what they did, what area they did surgery at, but it ain't no joke, motherfucker. Let's just say that. Like it's very dark where they did surgery at. Okay, buddy. But you know, I am where I'm at. You know, and all I can remember is just be happy to still talk. Like think about if I had throat cancer or like something kept me from talking. Like holy shit, now I can't. Like people only like me because I could speak. Like imagine if I can't speak. Where am I going? You know? And so I was happy to realize that even though I was in the hospital, I could still do a podcast, and that's what I held on to. It could be worse, right? And but the thing is, guys, it's always going to be worse. And I feel like life is not easy, man. You know, it sucks because you'll get on a high, like you know, it just sucks because like my whole life I wanted to be able to support my sisters and people who supported me, and I just could never do it. And but I had to remind myself, like, dude, now you got money, motherfucker. Like, but just because you have money, like, think about the people who might be hurting around you. And my sisters don't ask me for anything, but I know that they could need help. And you know, for me to be in a position where I could at least notice that and want to help my sisters and my mom and dad, I feel like I don't care what anybody has to say about me. Like, I know my heart's in the right direction, and I know that my biggest motivation is taking care of my family, bro. Like the people who always taken care of me. Like I always got taken care of. Like my mom and dad went through a bad divorce, but guess who had the #1 cleats in baseball? Guess who had the #1 bat? Guess who had like nobody on the team knew that my mom and dad were going divorce. Like I was fucking still the king, you know? And like, dude, like I just had people who loved me my whole life. And it's unfortunate that majority of my life, I was grown up selfish and like, just like, what about me? And, I love the reptiles. I love the animals because the animals made me realize more about me. Like the animals made me so less selfish, bro. And I was a selfish piece of shit, bro. Like for a long time, I could still be, you know, I think it's common for humans to be selfish, you know, but I felt like I held on to being selfish. And, but I'm at a place now where, you know, I just want to give back. I want to, especially the ones who love me, like my sisters. I love my sisters, bro. I got to say my sisters are one of my, other than my wife and her family, you understand, my wife and their family they're good people. They were brought up right. They got me to be where I'm at. My sisters are good people, but we were brought up like we had a fucking rough life. You know what I mean? It wasn't savage type shit that we went through growing up, you know? And so, you know, PTSD is a real thing. Let me just say that, you know?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But listen, Bianca, my sisters, I love you to death. That's my motivation, man. And because of the animals, I could at least think of positive stuff like that. Like I could actually take care of my family. Like, and that's what, you know, for Tyler to have that mentality at 17, God, I just want to hug that kid, bro. I'm like, fuck, I wish I was you, bro. Like, you know, like that's awesome. You know, like that, the world needs more younger kids like that, you know, like I wasn't like that at that age. I was fucking bad, you know? So shout out to Tyler.
You know, like when I first started my podcast, I actually was doing youth podcasts. I was having little kids on, letting them do their thing, show their animals. It was fun because kids are the future of the hobby.
Right.
So I always try to throw that out there, like push that out there that kids are the future, and we should have more, like, I guess, dreams of that.
Right.
Of the youth.
I'm heating up my dab rig. If it's loud, don't worry about it. I just want to get high. Sorry.
No, you're good. Now, hold on. I want to backtrack, not to take away from the seriousness, though. But, Tyler, are you really trying to box Antoine?
What?
It's for U.S. art, supposedly, but I definitely pay to see this shit.
You want to box? You don't want to box Antoine.
Right?
Big motherfucker, man.
You can't listen. Like Antoine, if Antoine gets you in a chokehold, like he could go lenient on you. But if Antoine's swinging at you, there's no lenience. Like you're gonna get knocked the fuck out, Tyler. You should chill, bro. Don't fuck with Antoine. Antoine is the president of head of security of the Trap family, and you don't want to go there with him. Tyler, I like you. Don't do that, please. Leave Antoine alone. Leave the bear alone.
Leave the bear alone.
Look what happened to JT, bro. Look what happened to JT. Like, dog, JT fucking like it wasn't he like a fucking ranger, army ranger or some shit. The guy who owns fucking Reptichip. 2 minutes choked out by Antoine. Like, come on.
Yeah, but Antoine has like MMA experience and
the black belt.
Yeah.
Bro, but where we train at, motherfucker, it ain't just about jiu-jitsu. We know how to get hit and we know how to hit. Like he is not like you don't want to get punched by Antoine. Don't do it.
Hell no. I already seen Antoine. Antoine's a big guy.
Antoine, drop a super chat for that one. Come on.
We're not monetized. I don't think that's even a thing.
Oh, really? Oh, come on, YouTube.
Yeah.
Come on, set that up.
I wish, bro. That's what we're working towards, but
you'll get there, bro. It took me a year. It took me over a year to get monetized, honestly, but you could do it quick. So I'm telling you, if you keep putting out podcasts too, it's all about getting to 1,000 subscribers and the amount of minutes people watch your shit. And people obviously have to watch your shit if it's a podcast versus a vlog. Vlog, people could just skip through it, you know? So if anything, this is the right kind of content to pick up the pace on getting monetized for sure.
Tyler, I want a super chat right now. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that.
Shit, Tyler's a real one, man. So back to MJ here. So you make it clear in the podcast, you made it clear in this one that you had a hard upbringing. What about the animals exactly changed that? You just genuinely fell in love with them and, it opened up your eyes to the rest of the world?
I just have a connection with animals from a very young age that made me realize that animals were something I needed a part of my life. But I realized that at a young age, and then I got to an age where I had no snakes for a while. And I think that's what it was. I think it's because, you go from loving something so much. And what I mean by that, to kind of give you an idea how I got thrown into the reptile game, I don't even want to say the game, but just reptiles in general. I was like 6 years old visiting Uncle Lloydie back in Pennsylvania. And my Uncle Lloydie had I think about 50 acres of property. He had a couple houses on the property. And it was kind of grimy, but it was all animals. Like he had ostriches running around. He had fucking mountain lions. He had fucking wild boars. He had cheetahs. Like he had fucking it was like a zoo. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And you could even be 6 years old and know okay, this isn't a dog. Like this is not normal. And I knew his property was not a normal place. I knew I was at a special place, but I loved it. Like the ostriches, everything did something to me, And mind you too, bro, I would fucking I was allowed to go roam this whole place by myself. Very unsafe, okay? But I was I'm talking cages everywhere, okay, go do your thing. Okay, young age, you know what I mean? Things I could easily open. I remember things I knew I could open, and luckily I didn't, but it was on that level. But what it was at one of these houses that like I said, it was one of these days I was visiting and I was roaming around and I opened the door to one of these houses and I'll never forget the smell. I'll never forget the smell. And I was and I heard crickets. It just seemed like a goddamn wildlife. What is in this house? What the fuck? And there was doors, a bunch of rooms, right? And every door had a chain link fence. If you open the door, there's a chain link fence, right there. And it was whoa, what's this, right? And so there was one specific room where he had an anaconda. He had a fucking I think it was I don't know how big it was, but he drags his fucking deer in and fucking literally throws it on top of the anaconda. The anaconda wraps it. I'm like, oh my God. And I remember just on the fence watching it eat, as a 6-year-old, So that was one experience. And the next experience is when I was able to get into another room by myself, right? And I get into a room and it's completely dark. And I hear like splashing. I hear like rumbling. And then I hear like I hear rattling. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what's this noise? And so I find the light. I'm looking as a kid. I'm like, where's the light switch? I'm looking around and I find the light switch. And it's literally all these glass enclosures full of fucking cobras, rattlesnakes, like, bro, things hitting the glass. I'm talking like, oh my God. And I'm just like, and then he has tubs along the walls full of dwarf caimans, like swimming in the like in bathtubs. And I'm like lifting it, and they're like, and I'm like, bro, I can't shit you not. I remember this like it was yesterday, and I was only 6 years old. And I'm telling you, this kind of shit stuck with me. Like I remember leaving that. Like I don't even think my mom knew I was in that room. Nobody knows, like, but me, that I was in that room. But I remembered, and I never forgot. And literally 6th grade came along, never forgot. High school came along, never forgot. I would always remember my own, because I kept going back too. But I was mindful of things, right? There was even a point in time where he hired me, and my job was to shovel fucking ostrich shit out of the barn. I maybe shoveled twice, and I threw the shovel down, started walking around, and said, "Fuck this," you know what I mean? Like. But like I just knew, like right then and there, like there was something right then and there. And so I always had a snake until I got to about my 20s. And once I started DJing and traveling a lot, and I got hooked up with one girl who was like, snakes. And so like it just happened. I just got rid of the snake I had. And then I went snakeless for like 10 years. Didn't have a snake. And then what it was I hit a big wall of depression. Super big wall. Like if I had my mind right, I could have been going somewhere music wise, but it wasn't. I was too busy selling drugs. I was like too busy fucking doing drugs. I was so fucked. My mind was so shit, bro. Like, and it sucked because any good opportunity I had, I fucked it all off. Like it was like nothing was going my way. But I always thought music is all I had. I thought music was what the reptiles are to me now. Like I thought that's what I had, you know. But the thing was, I couldn't do things right. I kept fucking it off. I either kept fucking the people over, or I kept not committing to things. I kept fucking it off myself. I was the problem. So once I realized that it wasn't the music, and I was like, dude, I'd rather just have a 9 to 5. I'd rather just work. I'd rather be normal, you know. And I wanted to be normal. So what reminded me of being normal was having a snake. And so I remember I had one gig, and I'm not happy about this. I got paid for a gig, and I canceled it. I said, nope, I'm not going. But I sent the girlfriend I was at. I tested the girl. All these things started happening in my mind. I'm like, you know what? I don't want this life no more. I don't want to DJ no more. I want to just work at the gym. I just want to have a normal life, and I want to have a girlfriend who supports this. I'm going to cancel this Mexico gig I have, and I'm going to let my girlfriend know if she wants to go, she can still go. And if she goes, then fuck her. I'm dumping her. And if she doesn't go, then I know that she's here for me. And guess what? She went. She went, and she actually ended up hooking up with one of my best friends. Like it was like all this like weird fucked up shit. But it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because guess what I did that entire weekend?
What?
Brian Barczyk videos, bro. I fucking because listen, I told you I the first thing I missed was a snake. I was like, I need a pet. I had my dogs. I love my dogs, but I was like, I need a reptile. I was like, dude, I need a snake again. Fuck this shit. So I took that money I got off that gig I was supposed to go to, and I obviously let it, paid for the fucking room for that my ex to go to. But I also took the rest of the money and I bought a ball python with it off Craigslist. And I bought the tank. I bought everything, like $300, right? Bought it all, and that was it. That's all I needed. And then I started looking. I Googled ball python, colored ball python, and when I Googled colored by ball, when I Googled colored by ball python, Brian Barczyk YouTube videos popped up, and I started clicking, like this fool is my new hero. Like it everything changed. Like my DJs who were my heroes now were just a past, and now my new Ultimate Warrior, my new Hulk Hogan, like my new fucking sensei was Brian Barczyk, bro. Like,
I feel about that because that's exactly what happened to me.
I thought he was a god, bro. I was like, this guy. I was like, I hope I could ever see, like, literally like a fucking WWF superstar. I was like, just because how out of tapped I was with the world, and like I didn't know what a codom was. I didn't know what anything was. Like I had no clue. Now Barczyk's one of my best friends.
Which is awesome, right?
So it's a trip. I'm just saying. Listen, things happen for a reason, man. And yeah, I just I'm so thankful for the people. It's I still don't like people, of course, because people are fucked up. But you know, I got to put that aside. I wouldn't be nothing without the people I met in this game, and you know, even you guys. Like, it just people. It just brings everything together, man. Such a great hobby, right? Like, what a great hobby to be in.
Right? Couldn't say
Maybe
it myself.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, hell yeah.
What do you think about this being either a hobby or industry? What is it to you guys?
It's an industry, man. I've always said the industry. I don't say the hobby anymore. I say the industry. It's
money. So much money.
That was one of the biggest things that I think we helped the U.S. ARC fight for the Lacey Act here in Arizona. A lot of us went to Mark Kelly in an economical aspect. Like, look, if you take this away because you are smart with the economics here in Arizona, you're going to hurt a lot of people financially, and not just individual people, but you're going to fuck up Arizona's economy because we have a lot of reptiles that move through here. We have a lot of shops, a lot of breeders, and if you could portray that to the rest of the people up there in Congress or wherever the fuck they're at, that it's going to hurt the economy big time. You're going to eliminate shops. You're going to eliminate private breeders. Just money's going to freeze, and it's just a waste.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. When I talk to most people, they always say industry. So I don't say hobby. I say industry.
I mean, what we have to look at is the realization of where things are at, and it's an industry type business. Like, there's so much money being involved, and we're not even talking like the Petco side of things. Even on the private sector, there's multi-billion dollars being spent, like transferred, all that shit throughout the world when it comes to reptiles, bro. It's nuts. It's you know, I gotta say, shout out to people like Cody Bartolini, Pia Bartolini. If any of you guys don't know who those two are, two important people in the reptile industry. They run the Reptile Institute Conservation Institution in Florida. That's probably one of the only few Patreon members, few Patreon pages I'm a part of, only because like they're literally putting back into conservation and doing big things. And I had the pleasure of having Cody on a couple times, but he's one of those people. He's adamant. He's like, this is not a hobby. Like, a hobby's fucking like collecting rocks in the basement. Like, I mean, yeah, ball pythons are rocks, but look at the money behind this shit. Like, and like, honestly, look at the businesses behind everything that's growing. Like, look at people who are creating brands, and like the graphic design artists is like this. There's so much coming to the platforms now. It's ridiculous.
I mean, look at Billy and the the husbandry app that he's got going, and he's playing in.
He's opening up wrap. What do you say? Wrap warehouses or something in the States?
Breeding facility, breeder facility.
Okay, I got to time out this though. Can I shout my sponsor?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hell yeah.
Shout to Clutch. I gotta say, shout to Clutch, Canova's new animal management program that they're going to be launching here. I believe, I think tomorrow, I believe it launches for the people on the wait list. But I feel like the biggest thing about Clutch that everyone should be excited for is, you know, if you're working with the right projects and people are noticing you, you don't have to do as much work as far as letting people know what you have going on, because with this management program that Clutch is developing, people are going to be able to see what's inside your incubators. They're going to see exactly what's had its first shed. They're going to know exactly what's going to be available once it's available versus having to wait to talk to you. I think that's legendary. But also on top of that, the genetic shed testing, there's just a lot of things that people are going to want answers to. Like, think about we're heading a direction in this generation of ball python breeding where you need more documentation, bro. Like, fucking, like, we're talking about shed skin proof, right? What about nido test fucking proof that people are going to want someday? People are going to want, like, if I'm dropping $10,000, and let's just say that this is a proven breeder ball python, I bet it better have a nido test. I don't want to get this adult ball python without a nido test, but it should be natural for people to be like, okay, no problem. Here's your proof. So programs like this will be able to have all that information into one spot, you know? So think about how easy it will be for somebody to kind of shop you and see what it is that you got versus having to take your fucking time on the phone and going back and forth, right?
Yeah.
So shout to Clutch. Shout to Justin. Shout to Summer. Shout to Chase. Shout to the entire Canova team. Clutch is where it's at. Let's go.
Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Right. Respect. 100.
So on the subject of the future and everything moving forward, where do you see yourself in 5 years, MJ?
Hopefully not here, like at this house. I only say that because, you know, I've been fortunate to live here for about 6 years, which I've been in this game for 6 years. When I moved in to this house, I was able to start collecting and start raising, going on 6 years. But it's not my house. We rent here. I have a lot of property. Like, you know, I had an acre that's now having a house built on it. So that acre is no longer there. At the end of the day, I was only living here because I had hopes of buying this place. But because of COVID, it's not going to happen. My landlord's doing things, and but that's time for me to figure it out. And so that's me and my wife have been prepared for over a year now to be ready to buy a house here in Cali. You know, I'm very close. We're very close to her parents and my parents. I got family here, so we don't want to leave, man. And to live in San Diego is not easy, bro. Like, fuck, like it's like, you know, I don't want people to get don't get misunderstood. It's like, I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm well off and I'm good. I still can't afford a house in San Diego. Like it's difficult, but things are changing. We're hanging tight. So to answer your question, the next 5 years, I would hope to be at a place where I own it. Like, this is where, like, you know, the podcast room is something where that would probably be bigger than what it is. Like, you know, I don't know, but hope to be somewhere where I own it and I'm building, expanding, and just podcasting, bro. I mean, I'm not going to lie, man. In the next 5 years, if I could have everything go my way, I'm looking at podcast money, not ball python money. That's my dream. I'm still very far from that. I can't, like, my ball python money's stupid, man. It's stupid. Like, I'm making really good ball python money, but you don't know what's going to happen with the snake shit. Like, you don't. Like, I don't. It's scary. Like I said, still happy to make sales, but there's people out there flaking. There's people I would never thought that would flake on me that are flaking on sales, and it's like, fuck. And I'm nothing against them, but it's real life shit happening. So everyone in the ball python game that I've talked to that's been in this long enough has always told me the ball python game is this. But it never really tanks. Like, the ball python game never tanks. It'll get to a point where it goes stagnant, maybe a tiny dip, but then it goes up again. And COVID really fucked the ball python game up in a sense to where it gave people a lot of money. They were spending reckless, but now those reckless days are over. And now they're like, holy shit, you know what I mean? And it's the same way for them, you know? So it's just I want to be able to be in a position 5 years from now to be like more focused and more watching the podcast money, which I mean, podcast money comes when it comes, right? The snake money comes every day. Like, I get snake money every day. So if I could have it where I see podcast money every day, man, fuck yes. That would be so happy, because breedings, I mean, it's just a lot, bro. Like, not everyone's good at keeping animals. You can't rely on tracking all your customers. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't want to be 100+ clutch person. Like, I don't. Like, no, I'm good. I don't think it's necessary, especially if you're in this to try to live a good life. I mean, God bless everyone who's killing it out there. I get it, but me personally, I know I don't need 100+ clutches. That's stupid. For me, that's dumb. I don't, you know, but yeah, man, 5+ years, bro. My goal is to be counting podcast money, not snake money.
Okay, hell yeah, I can see you doing it, man. I mean, again,
scary goal, bro, because it's far from it. Let's just say that. For me to accomplish that, I feel like I need to stop selling snakes, you know, but I can't. Like, I'm not Mr. Holdback, you know, because I can't. Like, and I'm also don't want to be like because, like, let's just say God bless. Let's say everything works out with some of this stuff. This is the shit I'm holding back. Are you kidding me? Like, this is when I become Will Moros. Like, this shit behind me. This is when I become fucking, my wife's questioning, why are you keeping this? You know what I mean? Like, we have to. You know what I mean? Like, this is how I look at this stuff. You know, and so, and of course, this doesn't bring me money. It does. None of this. This costs money. All this costs money, bro. So, yeah, man, we'll see day by day. I'm just happy to be here. I if I could not be selfish, if I could be more, realistic on what my goals are in the next 5 years is not having a 9 to 5 like I used to have. I don't want to go back to fucking where I was a general manager, Office Depot. You know how miserable my life was? General manager, Office Depot. Crazy.
I'm like, that had to be pretty miserable.
Miserable, bro. And I was in nothing but sales, and then it's only because of COVID and the gym shit shut down and I needed a job. I was one of those guys who needed a job. So this is why my heart goes out to people who need a job. They're probably so miserable, bro. Like, fuck. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Like they're so miserable, but you don't have to be miserable. And what's crazy is I remember creating a 5-year plan when I was at the most miserable point of my life, and then Forrest died. I used that as an excuse to go to Tinley and say fuck work. And then after that, I said I'm never going back to work. I never went back to work after that. I quit. Tinley made me quit.
You on that? Hell yeah.
I came back. Hey, listen, and it wasn't even actually Tinley. It was like COVID Tinley. Tinley shut down. But after meeting Barcheck for the first time, after Miguel taking care of me, I quit. I said, fuck that shit. I quit.
Oh, you know what? That's a big one. So can you touch on you and Miguel's relationship? Because, I mean, shout out Miguel first and foremost and everything he's done with this fucking hobby.
Brother, I love him. Miguel's somebody to where if I needed Miguel right now, if I fucking needed Miguel right now, I could get Miguel. Like I could not, and let's just say if it's a, hey, let's hang out type of thing, or if it's like I need you on the show right now, like so bad. Like if it's something where I need him that bad, I got Miguel. I could tell you that. It's my brother. But I don't ever abuse anything like that for Miguel. He's somebody on a different level than most, if not anyone. He came into this game doubted. He came into this game rooting for me when people were telling him not to root for me. He was even he's had his back against the wall because of me more than a few times, and I know that. And he's still fucking stuck by me. And I love Miguel so much, bro. And a lot of people don't know where Miguel's at or what he's doing. I know what he's doing. He's moving. He's growing. He's taking care of his family. He's creating a whole nother fucking game plan for Mexico. He's doing what he needs to do. And for anyone to figure out, try to figure out what's up with Miguel, well, that's on them to figure out. I don't give a fuck. Miguel's my boy, literally one of my best friends. And I try not to abuse that word best friends, but he really is. Like if I needed anything, like let's say, and I try to say that word need, like let's say not like, okay, I want, no, if I need it, like Miguel's there, and I don't care where Miguel's at in this life, he's fucking there. Like, and so I don't know. I got to give it. That's my boy, bro. That's my ride or die. It's sad too at the same time because me and Miguel, like, we're somebody who talked more on a day-to-day basis, but that's because I wasn't busy enough. I didn't have, like, Miguel was cracking, blowing up, and I was like Mr. trying to figure it out. And I just love talking to Miguel, and I just love that. At least, I kind of see why. It made me realize how Miguel was worth being the friend that he is because I know that when I needed his attention, he was busy like how I'm busy. And there's people now, bro, where I can't talk. It's sad, bro. But there's some people I don't answer their phone calls. Like I can't. Like I already know we're going to talk about something that's not going to be like I just can't answer this call. You know what I mean? Like it's like when you get to a certain point, bro, like you have to manage time like that. Like you have to like. But if I ever fucking need anything from Miguel, bro, like I'm telling you right now, if I slam this table down and I need it, and he knows I need it, he's there. That's my boy, and that's why I always ride for Miguel. There was a point in time where Miguel was blowing up, and Miguel had people telling him, "Don't fuck with MJ, like fuck this MJ guy," and he's like, "No, okay, I fuck with MJ because MJ's real." Keep in mind, Miguel was the first guy to ever invite me. Not invite me, but he knew that I wanted to take my wife to LA for her birthday. And this was like the first year me and my wife were together. We're not even have wife, boyfriend, and girlfriend. Our first year being together. And Miguel's like, hey, let's go to dinner. I want to take you to dinner. I don't know if you guys heard this story, but he's like, let's go to dinner. I want to take you to dinner. And I was trying to ball out, but not ball out. Like Miguel balls, like Miguel balls out. Okay. Like my version of balling out was like getting a hotel room and getting a nice dinner for us two, right? And then here I am with somebody who's taking us out to dinner to Mastro's in Beverly Hills. He's ordering the food. He's ordering the wine. I think we're like 5 bottles deep of red wine. We had a seafood tower, and everything he was ordering had no price on the menu. So I'm like freaking out because just because he's ordering, does it mean I'm paying for it, or does it mean he's paying for it? No. Like, dude, like if anything, I'm like, oh, we're gonna have to split this, you know? Like, and even splitting it, I'm like, I ain't gonna be able to cover this shit. Like, this is crazy. Like this, and he keeps ordering more. And then, you know, comes down to getting the check, bro, and he fucking swipes it immediately. Fucking Tina pulls out the Louis, pays it all in cash. Our bill was like $1,800 for fucking 4 people, bro. But when I saw that type of shit, when I like that's the type of shit that I was like, God damn, bro, like that's all I need to see. Like, this is all I need to see. I get it now. I'm good. We're good. Miguel's my boy. I don't give a fuck. Like, and that's why I became MJ. Like, I didn't like, you know, fuck your sticker swap, bro. I don't want your sticker swap. I'm homies with Miguel. Like I don't need that kind of fake relationship. Not that that's bad. Like, I got to tell you, sticker swap could get you some sort of clout, and I understand that. But don't think you're best friends with somebody who swapped you stickers. No, please don't think that. Okay. But what I got to say was, because the way Miguel took care of me on that kind of end of things, I was like, I know who my friends are. I know who my fucking mentors are. And Miguel always took care of me ever since. You got to understand, I made some world fucking first pies this year because of Miguel. He put a fucking ODYB Enchi Genex pied male that's just been murdering shit for me this year. And fuck Miguel Garcia, bro. I like, that's my boy. Like, are you kidding me? My dog right there. I love him so much, man. And I feel like, man, it sucks because I go to a lot of shows now and he's not there. Like, you would think, you know, like, because Miguel was Mr. Shows in the beginning. Miguel was all about going to shows, and now there's no shows for Miguel. Like, if anything, I take his badge. I go to shows and I take Miguel's badge, and I'm Miguel now. People, I don't know why people are like, what is it? Like, why do people say, hey, Miguel to me? Like, is it the glasses? I don't get it, because we don't look nothing alike. I mean, can we make that clear? I mean, we don't look anything alike. So why do people call me Miguel? That's fucking crazy. Bro, people
definitely don't look alike. I can tell you that right now.
At all. I am not a Cowboys fan, and I'm not dark. So I don't know.
Bro, that was fucking deep, dude. Like, I like that. That was good.
Yeah, man. Because Miguel, like, you know, it's funny. There was a while where even I was like, dude, is Miguel my boy anymore? Like, because there's a time where, like, you know, you respect the fact that you don't talk so much. But also, I'm not going to shows. I'm just living in my own world. But then you talk to other people and you realize, damn, they're not talking to Miguel either. Like, Miguel's just doing Miguel. Like, Miguel is literally doing Miguel. I can tell you one thing: he's been a fucking father. He's been a great husband. Like, that's what matters to me, you know. And like I said, I could fucking. Should we call? Let's see if he answers. Should we try to should we try to prove this? Oh my God, he's not going to answer. But let's just see if he answers. Let's say. Wait, do I need Miguel? Okay, I do need Miguel right now. We're going to say we need Miguel. Are you ready for this? Let's see.
Let's see. There you go.
Let's see. He's not going to answer it. If he answers, this is too sick, but let's see. It's too good to be true. There's no way. Who's going to leave the voicemail, though? I'm not going to leave the voice. Leave it.
Leave it.
Levi, you have to leave the voicemail.
Your call has been.
Oh, shit. Okay. I tried. But there you go. I'm not upset. Because, like, technically, if I really needed him, I could call him again. But I don't want to do that. I'm not going to abuse it. Like, we're good. You knew.
Anyway. You're gonna get a call back eventually. Yo, what did you need, bro?
Hey, listen, nothing's more sad than having a homie like Miguel that died on you. You know what I mean? And I know Miguel's somebody that at some point I could talk to. Forrest, I can't talk to anymore. And that's definitely somebody who I think about, and I could fuck, dude. I go down a deep hole because Forrest, like I said, only gave me the balls to do a podcast because of the credibility that he brought to this industry. But if I could, I just would love to talk to him right now. I'm like, dude, how do you think I'm at right now? Like, you know, like, bro, you like if I could share any of this with anybody, I wish it was Forrest, you know. And he's not here, you know, but it's okay. You know, it's just that's why it's like it's okay if you go without talking to somebody for a while, but as long as you're still here, you know, you could talk to them at some point, you know. Life's a trip, guys. Like, you know, even you guys are homies right now. You don't know where you're going to be at in 2 years. You don't. Like you like Chris, you could blow up or Levi could blow up, or both. It you don't know what's gonna happen, right? But right now is what you cherish. Right now is what you appreciate. Like there's moments I wish I could go back with Forrest that I had like what you and Levi have, Chris, and wish I could go back to topics like that. So I don't know. Just cherish what you guys have and where it's at right now, because you don't know where it's going to be in a year from now, bro. Like life is a trip, man, especially in the animal game. It's so trippy.
Bro, I don't know. I feel like you're doing the damn thing, bro. Seriously. Like, that means anything, but...
Thanks, bro. It does. Thank you. It really does. Thank you.
I mean...
#1 podcaster, man. And, you know, I promised I was going to say it, man, but one day I want to top you, at all due respect. That's what I do. I looked at my boss on Friday. I told him the same shit. I was like, look, man, we're number 6 on the Tesla list, number 7. That's fucking unacceptable. We need to be number 1. And I'm going to make it happen. If I don't, I'm going to die trying.
But let me ask you this, and be real. What's topping you to me? Like you want people to call you the coolest reptile podcast in the world, or what is it that makes you that would feel like you're topping me?
That's a good question.
That is a good question,
bro.
I don't exactly know.
Because you should be topping yourself, if anything. Like, because you don't like this goes back to why I left the ball python world, right? Not that you're in the ball python world like this, but there's so many people chasing a fucking rat race, like a bunch of wannabe Canovas, a bunch of wannabe Aussie boys, you know.
Yeah.
And I can even say this: a bunch of wannabe always evolving pythons, and
fuck yeah.
And that's nothing hard to say, but bro, like you need to literally find out what it is that you want and scale it 10 times fold, right? And what I got to say is whatever you outdo yourself could possibly outdo me, no problem. But it's going to happen organically without you having to be fucking so mind fucked on like, what is it that MJ has that I don't have? Bro, you got it. You are whatever you have, I don't have, because it's you. I don't have you. You don't have me. You don't have Chris. We're individual. We're all our own entity. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. I don't need Miguel. You kidding me? Miguel, I love Miguel, but Miguel did not make this podcast. I made this podcast. You know, Chris won't make you. Levi, Chris won't make you. Chris, Levi won't make your ass. You guys are your own person, bro. This goes back to the whole click thing. What the fuck? Are you that scared to do it on your own? You need a click? Are you kidding me? Fuck that shit. Like, you better stop. Like, I'm just saying, like, not around me. That whole little click shit, motherfucker. You better get your projects up. And I'm, dude, listen. This is all about, like, if you want to get the asshole version of MJ, come to me, selfish, where you're showing that it's about you, not the animals, and then you'll get the very raw version of me. But if you come with like the intention where like, man, I work with this species, like I work with children's snakes, or I work with fucking house snakes, or like, you know, nobody knows about this. Well, then that's what I'm okay. Tell me more. Tell me more. Because guess what? There could be money made in that. But don't talk to me if you ain't making money. I don't want to talk to you if it ain't about fucking progression. I don't care about your clicks. I don't care about your clicks. I don't. Yeah. I care about species. I do. Species, I can tell you one thing. Okay, one thing that's clicky is people who breed certain species, like the chondro community. The only thing clicky in my mind is the chondro community, the ball python community, the gecko community. Like, as a fucking whole, okay, that could be clicky, right? But because of people like us, we could bring that shit together. We could bring gecko and emerald tree breeders together. What's stopping that from happening? Like, bro, they're all reptiles. Here's the thing. People trip out. Reptiles all for the same thing. They breed the same. They eat the same. They fuck the same. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. That's why, like, the way, trip out, the way it's important to food cycle lace monitors or any monitor, that moment of food shutting down, any fucking reptile needs that. Any reptile needs that moment of calmness of the food. I don't want to say fully shut down, but you bring it down a notch, and then that creates wanting to breed. But you have to give them that natural drop. They're not giving food 24/7 in the wild. No human is, or reptile is. I mean, like, that's not natural. But the thing is, you just have to be more aware of what it is that make these things fucking thrive to your best ability. I don't know, man. I'm going down a rabbit hole right now, but I'm just saying, like, hey, no. Listen, not Retix for sure. Hey, DNT's right. I can tell you what, Retix is the one thing where you just keep feeding those motherfuckers, and it's Retix is a whole nother entity. I can tell you that right now. Fucking
Oh,
the
fuck,
big,
here we
I think
go.
the big snake. I think the big snakes all together. Okay, that's why even my super dwarf, bro. Like I have a super dwarf that's technically big on the sense, but that's because she would push her face to smithereens if I wasn't feeding her. But still, yeah, D&T is right. Dude, the more you feed, the more success out of a retic clutch. It's crazy, bro. They're fucking insane, bro. Like insane. I don't retics are nuts. I'm good.
You don't want to end up with an obese retic. Shout out fucking prehistoric death.
Oh my god. Speaking of death, I don't know what's gonna happen behind here. I hear like a couple bit of slamming. I just God bless my emeralds behind me right now. That's all I got.
No, you're good, man. You're good. Those are your
Like you see,
babies.
like look at Benny, poor Benny. Like he's like either he's trying to like leave or trying to like. Oh my god, it's just crazy, bro.
Oh yeah, he's up there. Oh shit!
And they're going crazy over there. Here, like oh man, it's there's a lot going on right now, bro. But fuck it, let's do it. Let's see what happens. God damn.
I mean, you're already doing it, so hope they make it happen for you. Really do.
So MJ, I want to pull out a side of you that you had mentioned in the pregame. These YouTube personalities, because I think me and you have the same agreements on these personalities. They're not the move.
You mean the sensational influencers, the ones who are purposely growing out mullets, acting like they're from Australia and they live in Florida. Is what you're saying?
Yes. Or the ones dancing around a retic on eggs, acting like it's okay to get struck at on a regular basis.
You know, as dangerous as it is to talk on, I don't care because it's pretty much blatantly out there. Like I used to always dance around like, oh, let me just kind of talk about the type of people I don't like versus saying, but no, it's out there. I can't not stand the Chandlers. I cannot stand the prehistoric deaths. I cannot stand a lot of these motherfuckers that are just blatantly doing this shit based off the sensational things. And here's the thing. The reason why I don't like a lot of these people is because they suck at breeding. Why do you suck at breeding? Because all you give a fuck about is the sensational side of things. You don't give anything to calm down. You're not giving anything the time of day to just like settle in. And I mean, I don't know, man. Like it's unfortunate, but it's fortunate because at the same time, there's now events like Animal Con that I'm passionate about. I'm so passionate about Animal Con. You want to know why? Because MJ gets a voice. MJ gets a voice at Animal Con now. So if you put me in front, which Chandler wasn't there last year, put that little fucking weirdo in front of me this year. I dare you, right? And I'm gonna ask him, like you got bit by a fucking goddamn croc, your legs halfway chewed. Why'd you jump back in there? Why? Like, what was the point? Okay, like that type of shit. Which I probably wouldn't because there's gonna be children there, and that's another thing. I'm probably talking shit and probably wouldn't do it, but I would be very. I'm gonna research my questions on motherfuckers like Chandler because I want to know what your real purpose is. And you know what's crazy is I'm friends with people who are friends with Chandler and they back him up. They say, "Oh man, he's really about the animals," but your content shows me otherwise. And like clipping your laces fucking nails. Why are you clipping your laces nails? Laces are arboreal. Laces need their nails. Why would you do that? Oh, because it makes it easier for them to climb on you. Oh, that's why. So fuck the natural ability of having, your laces have their nails. You want to make sure it's cool that you have it on you, you're not bleeding. Well, you're a bitch. Yeah, you're a bitch. And you and many one of your other YouTubers are bitches. And I'll be at Daytona. Come see me. I'm okay with this. I don't know. There's just at the end of the day, I'm thankful that Brian Barczyk puts me main event. Like he puts me in front of all these people. Like, dude, hello. Okay, Barczyk. Barczyk knows how I feel. Barczyk's very we talk, bro. Barczyk knows how I feel about Jay. Like he knows how I feel about all these people. And yet he puts me on the main slot to ask all these people questions. How thankful can I be? But at the end of the day, I would like to give other people the time of the day to speak at these places. I'm not the only one who could speak their mind at these places. That's why I want a lot of other people to get the idea that, okay, a lot of these people you can't stand can at least be in the room to hear you. Like, let them fucking hear what you have to say, because maybe they need to hear it. I'm not gonna. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to toot any horns, but somebody got Jay to cry at the Q&A. Yeah, that motherfucker
Dude,
tearing up he was tearing up like a motherfucker, little crying ass dog. I wonder why. Maybe because he was around a bunch of influencers that were. Here's the thing: there was influencers with the big name that do it right, but when you put an influencer who's doing it right with somebody who's doing it wrong, and somebody asking questions like me, oh, I'm gonna make someone feel like shit for sure. Oh, god damn, I'm gonna make you feel like shit. And I'm not gonna lie, Jay was a beat up dog. Jay was a beat up dog at the Q&A panel when I was in charge. He was like, you looked depressed. His head was down. Couldn't make eye contact with me. Sad motherfucker. So there you go.
Good. Well, you know, I'm big on preaching check people that are doing wrong, man. And, you know, those Chandler, I don't have a super strong opinion on. I'm not his number one fan, nor do I pay attention to what the hell he's doing anymore, especially after the monitor community.
Bro, he's young, bro. Listen, a lot of people don't understand Chandler because he's young and he's making money. The money changes people. I'm telling you, the money is like the money got Chandler his compound. You know what I mean? It's kind of like how the money got me this. Hello, like the ball pipe, like Chandler figured out something to get him what he wanted. But you're always gonna hold on to that, right? Like you're always gonna like here's the thing. I could talk all the shit I want in the world about ball pythons, but guess what I'm always gonna have? Ball pythons.
Ball pythons, yep.
Guess what he has? YouTube content. And that's what he has to fulfill his, you know, his property, his animals. He has to be a sensation. Like he has to jump into a lake with the fucking lace monitor around his neck. Okay, you're fucking cool, guy. You're in Florida. How natural is that? That is so stupid. Like you're fucking like, you know, like, hey, look at me. Like you're even changing the way your voice is. That's weird, bro. Like that's just, it's just, I hope people pay attention to that. Like, I don't know. Not my thing.
Yeah. No, I back you 100% in that, man. And I mean, one big thing I'm about is authenticity. Not that I can fucking talk,
exactly. But for sure. Like I hate somebody who you have to like think twice on. Like what? Like that's not really, is that you? Like you have to like ask yourself, like, is that you? You know what I mean? And here's the thing. I've had conversations with Chandler on the phone separate. I know his personality. He's a fucking prick. He's a cocky little fucking prick. And that's why I get like, you know, good. And I gotta tell you, Tyler Nolan, as much as he's fucking pretty wild, I fuck with that guy hard. Like Tyler, me and Tyler get along. I've met Tyler. He's genuine. Tyler's a good guy. And unfortunate, but not fortunate, you know, him and Tyler and Chandler, Tyler's Chandler's little homie. But to me, Chandler's he's a little fucking homie, period. And I don't give a fuck. I respect the shit out of Tyler Nolan because Tyler does what he does, but Tyler has a tattoo business. He has so much going for him where the animals is like a percentage of what he has happening for him. But anyways, at the end of the day, you know, it's just no matter what I say, no matter what anybody says, there's so many people that go to YouTube and find animal content. And that's why it's hard, bro. Like no matter how good my podcast is, no matter how good your podcast is, there's people who do sensational shit that get the most attention. And it's like, oh, great. There goes all the work we did down the drain, but not really. It is what it is. I just, you know, I stay in my lane, bro. You know, there's different strokes for different folks. And this is my stroke right here. I love being around keepers. I love being around keepers, breeders, people who really love the animals, not YouTubers trying to be the next fucking wannabe something, you know, like, and that's why I just can't stand. Like really go look. Okay, you want to talk about a rabbit hole? Like I'm talking to any reptile YouTuber out there who's struggling trying to make it. Go look at people who have 1 million subscribers who are putting the most stupidest shit out there. Okay, like understand that you are working in an industry that is only so big. And until you do something sensational, you're not going to reach out into that bigger thing. So don't do YouTube if you're working with animals to be something. Just do it because you want to do it. That's all I got to say. Like, don't come into this game thinking you're going to be a Barcheck. Barcheck was a right place, right time, right era situation. And Barcheck is the one and only top YouTube reptile commentator out there, content creator out there who I fucking back up. I back Barczyk up to the fullest. Is he? I mean, does he have perfect past? Probably not. I don't give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck about his past. I could just tell you what I know of Barczyk, and he's solid. That's my boy. That's my brother, and he's 100%. I go to his collection. I don't see any death. I don't see anything fucking terrible. I see all the faces. I went to prehistoric death and saw no faces. No faces on a retic. Okay. So show me that before you can even say, well, why are you going so hard on prehistoric death? Well, go show me a retic with just eyeballs, fucker, and then talk to me. It's fucked up. I lost sleep over that. So fuck him.
No, and I mean, it's so you got your personal experience, and then I mean, for anybody that I'm constantly up Jay's ass. I don't fucking like him.
I don't like him either. I don't, I try to let it go, but I don't like him. And I almost wish he would press me. Like, I just wish he would just fucking, like, he had the opportunity, and on Animal Con, he wouldn't fucking look me in the eye, and it really bothers me. It's crazy because I've had Armin from Hurt Time. Shout out to Armin. Armin's a fucking gangster. But Armin for Hurt Time, who was Jay's main social media guy at that time, and even Armin fucking had things to say about Jay, which he couldn't help himself but to say. He had to admit it because Armin's not a fucking liar. He's not a fucking liar. And so when you have your own worker saying shit, laying it down on a podcast, like, hello, like, god damn, bro, you're not safe with anybody. Sorry. And that's how it should be. I don't give a fuck. If you're a piece of shit working with animals, piece of shit should be put out on blast. And thank God people are okay with me doing that. I will do that. I don't care. It's nothing about saying the truth. I don't care. Say how you want it. I don't give a fuck. I'm here to speak the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
I reinforce that all the time, man. Like the rumors and the non-proven shit, it is what it is. But like I've never been to prehistoric death. I don't plan on going down there. I don't fucking give a shit about the guy. He could fall off the face of the earth tomorrow, and I probably throw a small celebration because I know those retics are going to end up in somebody's hands that will hopefully rehabilitate them.
Well, it's like, okay, I mean, if you want to take a trip to his place, go to shelters while you're at it. Go to fucking dog shelters. Go get more depressed. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, if you want to walk into a place that you feel helpless, okay, then go do that to yourself. Go ahead. Yeah. It's probably good for people. Honestly, like, dude, it changed my life walking into that place. It changed everything, bro. And what's crazy is my boy Forrest didn't give a fuck. I was like, dude, hello, like, look at this shit, bro. Like, he's like, oh yeah, shh. He was telling me, shh. I'm like, nah, fuck this shit. Like, are you kidding me? And he's like, dog, like, this is how it is at these big places. I'm like, are you kidding me? Is it really? And this is before I even saw Barczyk's place. So how do you think I felt about going to Barczyk's place? I thought I was gonna walk into hell, but no, it did not. No, Barczyk saved me. Thank God, he saved me from fucking not believing in anything. Like, thankfully, I'm telling you, a whole nother experience going to Barczyk's place, and it made me so happy. Thank God, it was fucking great. Shout out to Barczyk.
Barczyk is that next level, man. And then we got Kayla from Military Morphs in the comments. This is another big reason I don't support a lot of the huge names, man. They don't support USR. Like
she ain't wrong. She ain't wrong. She ain't wrong for sure, because there are big names out there that don't support USR. How come Jay, when things were at its worst earlier this year with USR, North Carolina, all these things happening, like, how the fuck can Barczyk mend a relationship with USR and become partners with them at a time like this? And Jay puts not one piece of content on his fucking platform about USR.
Oh, that is true. That is so true.
Crazy.
Exactly.
And bro, the closest guy to Hollywood, the closest guy to fucking like Snoop Dogg and fucking all these big names, and he does not give this like bro, you must be paid off by Petco or some shit. Like, somebody's paying you not to say something. Like, that's the way I look at it. Like, why would you like
to make him an even bigger piece of shit? Petco and PetSmart stepped up and started putting the USR flyers in their stores. Not every one of them.
I didn't know that.
But
that's crazy. Are you sure? Yeah. Is this factual? Is this fact?
This is factual. I could watch. I'll take a picture of it and I'll send it to you. The one down the road from me. They have a USR flyer out.
I thought they didn't want that stuff up. I really did. I think that's awesome. I think more people should do that. Go to your local Petco, print out some shit. Phil Goss makes this shit all printable. Go print it out. Fuck, please. Like, dude, do it. That's amazing. I didn't know that. Dude, can you send me, do me a picture, please. The next time you're at this Petco or PetSmart, send me a picture of them advertising it, please. And I will blow this shit the fuck up. I'm serious right now.
Let's go.
This is huge. This is really big, bro.
Like, no lie, I went to a Petco here in Texas, and they started putting it up. Petco.
Good.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I'll show you a picture.
It's not
Like,
every
I'll go to
single
that
one
Petco
of them.
tomorrow, too. Just to get you a picture.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, listen, there's a lot of Petcos and PetSmarts, but if we all come together and we just take collateral and put it there, I'm telling you, man, if they're allowing it, do it. I literally thought the major corporations were not about that shit. I always thought they were like, nope, can't put that stuff up. But yeah.
So some of them, you know, there are obviously stores that are 100% corporate that don't want anything to do with it, but the ones that will listen have put it up. I've seen like pictures on Reddit of different stores around the country doing it too. It just depends who they got in there and who, you know, whether the manager's willing to step up and, you know, be a team player. A good buddy of mine works in the corporate stores, and he's trying to work, or he works in corporate. He controls all the shipping. Shout out to that motherfucker because I'd shoot myself. But he's talked to management to try to push it, and they've been working on it, trying to, you know, that it goes through. They're just as fucked as we are. It don't make a difference whether you're Petco, PetSmart, or a private breeder. Everything goes away. You're not special because you make millions of dollars. Shit. Anyways, damn, we really did go down a fucking rabbit hole.
Hey, but all it was is truth, man. That's all it was.
I had a fucking burning question. Oh yeah, okay. So back to the interview here, MJ. We're on the topic of like issues and stuff. What are some of the hard times that you faced coming up over the last 3 years here? Like what's really kicked your ass?
Oh man, it's a good question, to be honest, because I think the biggest thing that has kicked my ass was just concentration. And what I mean by concentration is, like, you know, there's a lot of things that happened throughout the last 2 years with my breeding. And I can even speak on ball pythons where, you know, this is why I hope I could rely on podcasting and not breeding. But over the last 2 years, I literally relied financially on certain projects, and that's fucking not good to do. Like, you should not rely on projects at all. But I did. I really was in a position where what was that? Sorry. I was really in a position where I did, and it really scared me. Like, it really put me in a fucking funk, to be honest, because here I am trying to hope I make certain things. Here I am, I hope that I hit certain sexes. And like, this is why, like, I hate the ball python game, but things that I shouldn't have, like, things that I was stressing about that I shouldn't have hit, I hit. Like, I fucking hit. I couldn't believe it. And then it happened when it happened. What I mean is, like, I had a really late year last year. So last year was my second year breeding. So that means technically I'm talking to people like Justin Kabelka, who's all seasonal, right? Justin was somebody who would say, if this female does not lay by this year or this time this year, she's not going to lay for you. Well, hold on. Justin has seasonal breeding females. I don't. I have a lot of first timers. I have a lot of things figuring out. So it's different for me, right? So my second year, I went into having the hopes of hitting certain snakes, but it not happening when I wanted it to happen. But it happened. I got fucking lucky as shit, but it happened. But the hardest thing right there was for me to realize how stupid it is for me to rely on any kind of snake project. It just put a lot of stress, bro, because understand, I tried saving for a house last year. There was money that my wife had saved that I didn't have saved, and she needed it. And like, oh my God, I just put myself in a really, really fucking scary position. And yeah, dude, I got lucky, bro. I don't, and again, I take everything into consideration. I will never forget that. I don't want that going into this year. I'm very prepared this year. But that was scary, bro. Like, not really, like just like relying on projects. Like, fuck, like, and that, you know, that goes to me not wanting to do a 9-to-5. Like, I was so anti 9-to-5. And let's just say none of the projects were to fulfilled. I would have got by, but it would have been scary. But by these projects fulfilling out, it only made me to not only pay for my bills, but save, invest. It all worked out, bro. Like, it all worked out. And like I said, I'm not going to ever rely on that kind of shit again. And that was scary. And I feel like that was probably the most scariest thing I've ever put myself through, bro, because like I finally had just convinced my wife that I don't need a 9-to-5. I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to be able to save to get us a house in San Diego. Like, we're good. But hold up. A year ago, no, man, it was different. So scary shit, bro. That's why, I got people like Stephen Cush and other homies who literally call the ball python game a triangle pyramid scheme. Like it's a scheme. Like it's, and they're not kind of wrong, bro. Like I'm not going to lie. It kind of is a scheme. Like, unless you're on your P's and Q's, bro, like it's a scheme, So, and it's tough for me to say that. I don't got nothing against anyone out there who's highly invested. I'm one of them, but if you ain't playing your cards right, you're just a part of the rat race.
Fair enough. So how do you feel about the crisscrossing of communities and the overall like introduction? Like I saw your last live was short tail breeders. Shout out on that one. That was cool. That was one of that. You beat me to that one, but that's been in my thoughts is short tails. They're hot up and coming right now.
Well, hold on. How did you notice that before the Elijah Armis episode? You know who Juggernaut Reptiles is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Time out. When did you have oh my god, I've been so out of the damn loop. Hold on. Stop the whole fucking show. You brought Juggernaut on and I missed it?
And his wife, bro. And his wife. And Tiffany.
Oh,
I had Elijah and Tiffany. Hey, bro, that took me 3 years to happen. Like Elijah was a part of my top 5 when I first started with Forrest. I told Forrest, I was like, I want Juggernaut Reptiles. Like, and like he was like, okay, cool. But like Elijah always told me no. He told me, nah, I'm not ready. I'm good. But then it went from him saying I'm good to okay, once I'm ready, I'll let you know. And then it turned into, bro, I'm not gonna do no one else's podcast but yours once I'm ready. And then finally he said, I'm down to do your podcast. And guess why he said he did my podcast? The only reason why he did my podcast.
Why is that?
Because I bought a snake from him.
I think that was good.
This whole time I'm thinking, because dude, I know he watches my show, he would comment. So I'm thinking like, oh, the reason why he's coming on my show is because he fucks with my show. No, it's because I spent money with him.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's a New York City fucking cat right there. You don't fuck with New York City, bro. The land of the hustlers right there. And listen, that was one of my most heartful, like sought after episodes was Elijah Armis, man. He fought cancer. A lot of people don't know that he went through cancer and the full chemo and shit, like a gangster, bro. Like he went through a lot, and he's good. He's just, a lot of people don't know what people go through on the end, and Elijah's one of those people where I'm like, man, I got the episode with him, and yeah, we're good. That's my boy right there, Elijah Armis. And guess what? He ain't anybody could hit him up. He ain't going on your show. Good luck.
Oh yeah.
Shit. I'm telling you, go buy a steak from him too. He still won't go on your show. I'm telling you right now. He don't like the exposure. He hates it. He don't like it. He's just different. Some people don't want to be known. Like they don't. And for me, I feel like, well, why don't you want to be known? You're fucking amazing. But some people are just different. And I respect the shit out of that. Like, I love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I've reached out to a couple of boa breeders that I will remain nameless for the reason. They don't want the limelight. They want nothing to do with it. The fact that they're known for their boas too.
Yeah.
Like, I reached out to a lot of people too when they don't want, like, not to even come on the show or wait, give me a year or give me 2 years.
I would never take that personal. Like, like I said, I've been doing this for 3 years now, and I am bringing people on who told me no 2 years ago, so just some people just need a little bit of time. But I'm telling you right now, man, consistency is everything. Because, you have some people who watch your show that you invite on and they'll say no, but they'll still watch your show and they'll still be inspired. And so once that time where you ask them again, they'll say, yeah. So that's why I tell you guys, man, consistency is everything. Like, find a day out of the week that you could put it out every fucking week and stick to it. If it's more than one, stick to it. If it's more than two, stick to it. But you have to stick to it. But and that's the thing. If you don't stick, YouTube is about sticking to it. If you don't stick to it, you're not relevant. You become, it sucks. But yeah, that's how it is.
I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Absolutely.
And
Hey, can I shout out one of my favorite YouTube channels out there right now?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, there's two. And I want to say on the reptile side of things as a whole, please go subscribe to GS Reptiles, Gary Shavino Reptiles. This guy right now is one of my favorite YouTubers when it comes to figuring out any of the stuff that I work with. Primarily it's emerald trees, green trees, savus, a lot of the unique species out there. He does keep a lot of cool ball python projects, but Gary Shavino, he will teach you a lot of stuff. So please go give him a follow and subscribe to him on YouTube. And I will say one of my overall favorite YouTube channels out there when it comes to just overall learning about being better, being better at life. I will say my philosophy was Socrates, my best friend Socrates over in Florida, Ari Max Boreals. Go check out his YouTube channel. He's really big on the breath work, breathing work. He does a lot of the cold plunges, the ice baths, which is fucking next level. But really, man, if you guys want me to kind of shout out anything that's been helping me here lately, it's been affirmations. I wake up every day and I do my affirmations. I talk things into existence. I talk my goals out to me. I write them down in my journal. I have a journal right here that I write into every single morning. Because if you want to get shit done, you have to write it down. And without writing it down, it's not going to get done. And that's just how I feel. And Socrates is somebody who has taught me little habits like this. That's taken me a long ways. And I got to say, man, he's recently came over to my house. It was awesome. He got to see my collection. This guy's helped me with assist feeds, fucking prolapses. And so has Gary. I'm telling you, those two guys, you just want to check them out. Again, Gary Shavino, GS Reptiles. And then also my philosophy was Socrates. And yes, I helped him with the name. That was all MJ.
Yeah, that's it. That was
Awesome.
There's MJ's link for his.
Oh, thank you.
YouTube.
Thank you.
They're asking for it.
Make sure.
There it is.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Hey guys, peep game. Listen, my wife has a fucking full a 4-course dinner ready for me. So why don't we get a couple wrap up shit going? Because I'm not gonna lie, my wife. It's my wife needs attention. She needs me to. I need to eat. So let's With all
we're gonna wrap it up right now, brother.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, go ahead, Levi.
All right. So we'll go with one last wrap up question.
Sorry, we're good. God damn, I'm listening.
You're good. So out of all the snakes in the world, if you could pick one more project, doesn't matter what it is, laws out the window, just one pair of snakes, what would it be? And
Bolin's python. That's probably the biggest check mark species on my bucket list I've yet to have. Is the Bolin's python. I'm not gonna lie. It's a unicorn of snakes. Probably one of the most gorgeous things that you could possibly see as an adult. And I don't have it yet. And I'm careful about it because right now they're still, even I have a plug on Bolin's and they're still 8,500, 9,000, and I don't feel good. I just don't feel good paying that. Not that that's gonna change. It could be different, but right now I'm not trying to spend that kind of money on a snake. I'm not gonna lie. But if money wasn't an issue, or not that it is an issue, but if it wasn't anything or space or all that, yeah, man, Bolin's python. I could say that Bolin's python is not the last, but probably the biggest check mark that I have yet to check on my bucket list. Like it's there. I know it's there. I'm in no rush. It could happen next year, the year after, but that's it, man. That Bolin's python. That's the one, bro. That's the ticker. I'm not gonna lie.
Hell yeah. Be looking forward to it. Be watching. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, give you MJ.
Thank you, guys. Dude, what an honor, man. I got to say, I appreciate it. 2.5 hours went by fast, and I want to say shout out to my wife for letting me fucking come on the show. Guys, I do now 5 podcasts a week. So for me to being able to pull away and still bust 2.5 hours for you guys and not have anything. Like, I don't have to worry about stopping this and getting yelled at. Like, my wife's fucking awesome. I have an awesome wife who lets me do what I love, even on her time off. But babe, I'm coming to you soon. I appreciate it. And I just want to say thank you to you too. Thank you to all my fucking subscribers. Can I do a couple plugs real quick before we dip out?
Fuck yeah, absolutely.
So guys, please, like I said, go follow me on Instagram. I have my Instagram is the Trap Exotics or the Trap God 619. And please go give my podcast page a follow, the Trap Talk Podcast and Unfiltered Reptiles Podcast. Also, go give me a subscribe on YouTube as well. The Trap Talk Vlog, the Trap Vlogs, which I put out a weekly vlog, either at somebody's facility or I do my own updates on my own projects. But then, of course, go give me a subscribe on my YouTube channel, the Trap Talk Podcast and Unfiltered Reptiles Podcast. But gentlemen, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Please hit me up. I would love to bring you guys on my show. Let's chop it up more. I want to know more about you guys.
Hell yeah.
But more importantly, guys, don't stop what you're doing. And listen, I'll see you at the top.
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
sir. Thank you
Appreciate
for coming
that.
on, MJ. I appreciate it,
for
man.
coming on.
It's so real.
Appreciate it.
God bless you guys. See you later.
Later.
Have a good night. Don't kill it.
Okay. Why not?
So, anybody that's left in the live, for real, though, I want to plug this one. This one's close to my heart. I know MJ had to go, but that was the most incredible live we have done so far. It was an honor, an absolute honor to be able to bring MJ on and give him the limelight for the minute that he got with his busy ass life and the podcast that he hosts. I don't give a shit what people have to say about this man. He made this possible for me. He is the reason that I do what I do day in and day out. The reason I keep it real. I've been watching him for years now. And anybody that liked this live, please go subscribe to his channel and all the amazing guests that he brings on. The fire that they bring, the fire that he brings out of them is incredible. You will not regret it. I want to shout out Keys. If y'all haven't checked out the podcast that he did with MJ, with Key's wife, y'all are fucking sleeping on that man. You need to be smacked one time. Absolutely fucking crushed it. Shout out to everybody in the comments one last time. Let's go through this shit, bro, because this shit was popping off. Thank you guys for putting on. And you guys showed up, showed out like everyone should have. It went a lot better than I anticipated.
Wait,
I mean, we'll start out with
every time I feel like, hold on, Levi. Every time that somebody jumps on here, they get deep, bro. Every time somebody gets on this live, they get deep. Billy got deep and MJ got deep. Like, why? But we'll never know. We'll figure it out later. But other than that, I want to say, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. And my son's going to say it as well.
Like, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. And comment down below. Yeah, ready to go, man.
And then we out. We out.
Sure to. What do you say, kiddo?
Subscribe and ring the bell and
Glad I stuck around. I'm glad I'm still learning. I'm glad I'm glad I can inspire people. I'm glad I can do and be a voice and, give my opinion and help people and, and keep growing as I do. And, it's awesome. It's awesome knowing that people can benefit from me and learn and it's such a great thing.
Flexin', I be flexin', flexin' and finessing, flexin'.